guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day. Happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day. Let me wait for everyone to join me. How are you guys doing? So let me just wait for this topic. Let me wait for people to come in before we join in because I have three topics today. I have three topics today to discuss. So it's one of the topic we talked about the last time, reacting on some of the videos made about Italians and the life of Africans living in Italy. If you're not here, if you don't understand what I'm saying, if you're Italian, please let me know at description so I can use Italian as well. Okay. So let me know at the chat. Okay. So I can use Italian as the one I know. Okay. So I decided to use a different space. Computer chat is always difficult. Like it's always blunt because I've not learned how to use camera because this camera I have, after 10 minutes, it can give you problem. It can shut down by itself, this Sony camera. So for now, I'm using computer because I don't want to use my phone because phone after 1 hour live on phone, the battery is going to go down. So the only thing that extends this live chat to 2 hours is computer. So, but the computer is not so bright, but we have to manage it like that. So if you are here, say hi, and let's dive into this discussion, into this live chat of today. Okay. So before then, I'm going to say happy Mother's Day to all of you, all the women out there, both mothers expecting and hoping, and the one that are praying for fruit of the womb. Happy Mother's Day to all of you, all of us. Okay, for those that are celebrating, because today is not Mother's Day in Italy, and I think it's in Nigeria, and I don't know if it's America. I think UK also celebrate Mother's Day today, but here in Italy we are not celebrating Mother's Day today. But I'm wishing Happy Mother's Day to everyone that is celebrating right now. I don't know why I cannot find my live chat for on the PC. I don't know why I can't find it. Honestly, guys, I don't know what is going on with the computer, but I have my phone. I'm going to navigate that with my phone. Hi, Lady King. Hi, IJ. Thank you so much. Buona domenica. See, Hi, Blue Angel. Hi, buona domenica a tutti. Buona domenica. So today's topic, I have these three things listed today. So we're going to dive into those three things, which is Italian school certificate ends in Italy, and Italians gives rotty houses to Nigerians. And the third one is what is the third one? Let me show you. I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget them. So the third one is the employment in Italy. Okay, so because you guys gave me assignment to check, watch the videos of the person I have to react to. I know that definitely I'm going to have a lot of throw, how it is here on YouTube. Even if they don't want to make a video about it, I know I'm going to have some people beefing me, but I have to say the truth. I have to, talk about the truth. I have to say the things how they are. I don't know if that makes sense. So as you guys are here, so I've watched the videos you guys asked me to watch. Yes, I've watched the video. I actually spent a bit of time on that channel because I know this person. So, but we're not friends. So I try to go through most of the videos about anything about Italy or white men or employment or housing and locating in all that. This is why I put it stereotype, because this is kind of a stereotype because it's a personal experience that is generalized all over the country. Okay, so I may have my personal experience. In fact, I do have my personal experience with some certain Italians, but I'm not going to generalize that experience. Even if I'm not married to Italian, it's not good to generalize things because we are not the same. Everybody treats people differently. Okay, even in our own country, you can still find somebody that treats you the way you don't like. Hi, Martina. Thank you so much for joining, Cara. Thank you so much. So Thank God Martina made a video about it also today, about the housing today. She uploaded a video there today. You might want to check Martina out. Okay, you will see her own opinion about the house. So I'm going to start from the certificates, getting Italian certificate or schooling in Italy. Okay, I watched that video where she was saying that Italian education ends in Italy, just like back then in Nigeria, where they said the women's education ends in the kitchen, which is not true. You guys, if you know, you know, okay, you know. Ciao, get out of the Domenica. Ciao, ciao. I will check her out. Okay, yeah, Lady King, you need to. She has a couple of videos ranting about Italy on that channel. So you guys, most of you that are from Nigeria know that English, that quote English that said women's education ends in the kitchen, which is 100% lie, because women's education don't end in the kitchen. Women can become even greater than men. Women can excel in different things. Women can excel in any field they find themselves. So the quote that said women's education ends in the kitchen is a complete lie. It's a 100% lie, because that is not true. And that is what that lady said. That is what she said. She said that Italian education ends in Italy. If you are studying in Italy, every certificate you get, everything ends in Italy because you studied in Italy. So I'm going to answer that. That is a complete lie. You can't tell. Even only learning Italian language, only the language, like learning Italian language, take a course as an Italian student, learn Italian, learn how to speak and write a good Italian, can pay you a lot, even while living in Italy and while living outside Italy. Because you can actually be a teacher when you move out of Italy, teaching people how to speak the language, because there are a lot of people outside Italy, a lot of people that are not Italian, that are interested in learning Italian language. So I want to start with Italian language. Okay, this is why I'm talking about Italian language right now. Talk more of you having Italian education. Italian education is one of the best education in the world. That when you have it, no matter the country you move to, no matter the country you move to, Italian education can give you a good job, like a better job. Let's say, for instance, it's not like I'm comparing or I'm trying to talk down at Nigerians, okay, Nigerian education, because Nigerian system of education, they are still good. But there are some people, secondary school graduates, Italian secondary school graduates, a lot of them are far better than university graduates in Nigeria. Quote me wrong, okay, if you think I am wrong here. Italian secondary school sets can defend themselves more than Nigerian university. I'm not talking about other African countries, because I'm from Nigeria. That is where I was born and brought up. So she coming out here saying that Italian education ends in Italy, that is a total lie. And that, I'm sorry to say it, but that is an ignorance. That is an ignorant. That is kind of you telling women that don't go to school, because after schooling, your school start ends in the kitchen. You use your school start to clean the kitchen, or use them to carry pots, or you use them to put fire, or use them to do those things. That is an ignorance. I know this word will sound, but I think she's talking out of ignorance in that aspect. So that is a big lie, that because Italian certificate can take you anywhere you want in the world and will give you a good life outside Italy. So I'm going to advise anybody living in Italy, any foreigner, immigrant living in Italy right now, if going to school is what you want to do, go to school. Even if you want to move out of Italy tomorrow, as long as you move to that country, you have this Italian school site and you excel in it, and you move to the country where you are going and you present your Italian school site to any offices you go, any job you want to get, you will be employed immediately, more than someone that has my own original country school sat. This is it. Okay, So I know a lot of people will disagree with me on this topic. I know a lot of people will hate me on this topic, but the truth has to be said. So don't let anyone discourage you that Italian education ends in Italy. That is a big lie. That is a big lie. There is no way Italian, anybody that is holding Italian education, Italian school side, go to that cannot. No matter where you are, you must get employed because their school, the way they teach and everything stands out. So let me quickly move over. I know I did not put this as my topic here. Let me read your comments. How is it? Those people who didn't study but claim tons graduates, the Nigerians that actively source this. I don't understand that. In uni have high standard of education. Yeah, there is a lot of Nigerians that are high that has high standard of education. That is for sure. I'm not putting like everybody. I say some of the university Nigerian university students that so like I put it some of them because not all of them. Okay. She is highly ignorant. Honestly, they like the euro they get in Italy but hate the country. I don't understand why that is happening. Those are people who never studied but claim to be in uni. I know those are the kind of people that pay money to study and to get the certificate, not get pay money to, so they pay money to get the certificate. That is what they do. So and many people have believed her and followed in the ignorance. The Nigerian undergraduate course are of good standard. Those Nigerian uni students are not in school. They are not in school, they just paid money, because I still remember the period I almost paid to be in the university. You just have to pay. I know people that are paid, but they never go to school. At the end of the semester, at the end of 4 years, they get their school cert. Okay, there are a lot of people. I'm not saying that all Nigerian university students are like that. No, they are not like that. A lot of Nigerian, in fact, a lot of secondary school students are also not like that. But majority are like that. Okay, so under the comments, I see a lot of people saying that they're going to move because of their children. They're going to move out of Italy because of their children. Why? Have you ever have you ever thought of allowing your children to make their own choice? You give birth to these kids in Italy. These kids are living in Italy. These kids pick up their livelihood in Italy. And when they grow up, because of your own interest, this is something that most African parents don't understand. Because of your own interest and not the interest of that child, because you think that if you move the child to UK or America or Canada or whatever country you think that will benefit you more than Italy, you think if you move that child that place, you're happy. Have you ever thought about, of consulting your child before moving your child out of the country where they were born, where they are used to? You are speaking for your child. Allow the children to make their own choice when they grow up, because most of this life, a lot of people have moved out of Italy and today they are crying. They are looking for a way to come back. A lot of them abandon their children. What do you want? Come and say hi on my life. Come and say hi. Come here. Come here. Sorry guys for interrupt. They didn't see you. Sorry, I was talking to my husband.
Hi.
So they've never thought of consulting their children before having the thought of moving their children to another country, which is very bad. You don't know if your child will like that country you think you want to move the child to. You just concluded that you will have a good life in a certain country, so therefore you're going to move your child to that country, not knowing if your child is going to like that country or not. That is a bad thought. And most of the people that said I will move because of my children, do you think that there is no job for your kids in Italy? Do you think? And that takes me to a story of the seminar I just attended to a few days ago. But before I get into that, I'm going to answer the comments here. Many people, the Nigerian undergrad course of, I will tell you why I said so. If they can, like international exams for top courses and pass right in Nigeria, then yes, the standard is good. The problem is what you just mentioned, that claiming to be. A lot of them that claiming to be what they aren't. I went to university in Nigeria. When you come across those that went to school, I will know. Some claiming to be in school but can't even pass primary school exam. Exactly, a lot of them are like that. A lot of them are claiming to be in school. What do you do for a living? What do you do? I'm a student of social university. I'm a student of a social university, but they can't even answer primary school question. This is why I choose. Then I know I was under pressure because I had to. I am the first daughter in my house, and I had my circumstances back then after my father's death and everything, which I'm not blaming everybody. I am not blaming life. I mean, life happens, okay? So I have to focus in, helping my mom to take care of my younger ones, because we are a large family. So having those things in thoughts, and having, as a kid, as a teenager, you have a lot of things you want to do. As a young adult, you have a lot of responsibility that is, you have to cater for. Your mind won't be focused. So I have my reason of not going to school as of them, and that is why I decided by myself on my own to go back, to get back out there. I know it's difficult, but I want to, because I feel that there is a hole that I need to fill when it comes to education. Before, I was feeling that I can do everything, because of course you can do everything with that school set. It doesn't mean you don't have to go to school to be a great person. If you're the type that don't love going to school, that is okay, but don't discourage others about schooling. Okay, don't discourage others about education. That is where I'm standing here. So the seminar, where I want to talk about the seminar here, because of the people that said they're going to move their children out of Italy because they think that their children don't have a life in Italy. Okay, that relates to that. The story I'm going to talk about now relates to that one. For you that is thinking to move your child out of Italy because you think that your child will have a good life in America, or your child will have a good life in the UK or in Canada or any English speaking country, you think you want to take your child to. 3 days ago, that was 3 days ago, right? I think that was 3 days ago. My school had a seminar. I was surprised because it was after that I know that we are almost 80 people on camera on Zoom seminar. I was thinking that it's just like a school, online schooling, until the whole thing is over. When the lady, the teacher, the prof that organized that hold our own section, send a congratulation message to all the students that attended and that asked question. So there was this Senegal guy. He's from Senegal. He moved in here as a kid. His father was first to migrate to Italy. So after some years working in a farm, he decided to go back to Senegal to bring his kids to here, to bring his kids as well, because he don't want to be going back and forth Senegal, Italy, and all that. So he went to Senegal. He did the family reunion document to bring his family from Senegal. So he did that. He brought all his family down here in Italy. They started living with him. So this young man, okay, because he's 30 something years, this young man, of course, Senegal, they don't speak Italian. Senegal speaks French. Okay. So when he moved here, it was a strange country, different culture, different language, everything is different from where he come from. So he started school. He started school, elementary school. At first, he never passed his exam. His father was still working in the farm. He never passed his exam, but his father was encouraging him to continue to study, that he would get it. He said that the first, excuse me, guys, Christina won't let me. So he said that the first time that he passed, he got a point in a language in the study, like when the first time they graded him, I think 6 or thereabout. He was so happy, excited, and the father asked him to continue to study, that he would get used to it because this is his new home. Okay, of course this is their new home because the father is now here working, and he himself and his siblings and mother, they are also here. This is a life story. This is something that happened in a seminar that I attended a few days ago about students, about immigrant. Okay, and it's not organized by immigrants. It's something that the school organized. The whole school of Brians are organized. So he's continued to study, and where he studied is even close here. Is Lodi provincial, the Lodi. That is where he studied. He continued to study. Do you know? Long story cut short, this guy I'm talking about, he's a lawyer in Milan here. He is a lawyer. He said when he finished Scuola Media, Scuola Media, you don't have to pay too much, a huge amount of money. He wrote his exam and wants to proceed to university. Of course, a son of immigrant that has other kids. And you know that university, if you want to go to university, you have to pay a certain amount of money. Then it was 5,000 euro, and his father don't have that money. Maybe his father have the money to pay for him, but his father refused to pay that money. His father asked him to go to work in the tomatoes farm and make money if he wants to go there, or he should just continue working there and forget about school and start making his own money. Of course, in Italy, with Scuola Media, with the certificate of Scuola Media, you can still get a job, but it's going to be a lower job compared to people that actually that have further the education. Or you might be lucky to get a job in the construction companies that will pay you high as well. But in Scuola Media, it's like secondary school and university. You always know that university student graduates always get paid more than this secondary school graduates. Okay, so he doesn't have any choice. He has to go to work in a farm, tomato farm, for 2 to 3 years or 4 years thereabouts. I can't remember. So he worked and saved that money because he is someone that has a vision to go to school. This is a son of immigrants I'm talking about. He came in, he immigrated to Italy when he was a young boy. Okay, so this is for those that think that they want to take their child out of their child will. They think that their child will have a life outside Italy without consulting the child. Okay, he paid for himself. He went to work and paid for his university by himself in Italy. Here he graduated, he excelled in the field of the things he wants to do, like being a lawyer. He is now a lawyer, only like holding a higher position in his field here in Milan. So what am I saying? For those that say that there is no life for a black child in Italy, maybe that is for the past. Maybe that is something that happened at the past, but it's not the present Italy we are talking about here. In Italy here, you excel in what you do. You will get a job, like a job to your qualification. Not just having a qualification. As long as you have a qualification and you know what you're doing, you will get a job that you deserve. You will get to that position that you deserve. So stop thinking about there is no life for your child in Italy. There is life for your child in Italy. You are responsible for that to happen by educating your child, by encouraging them to study well, by encouraging them to excel in the field of the whatever they pick to they choose to do in their academic level or in their life. You have that job. Your job is not to think about the country to move your child to. Your job is to educate your child. Your job is to encourage your child when the one that wants to study, or the one that wants to learn how to trade or learn anything at all. This is your job, and your job is not about thinking about country that you think that pays child welfare more than Italy, or a country that pays that speaks English. Okay, your job is to help your child to study in whatever field they choose to. This is your job. I don't know if this Lady King or Blue Angel, I don't know who it is, that said the other time here on my live chat that a doctor, a black doctor, is a surgeon in Parma or something like that, in a city like that. A black surgeon, he deserves that position. I have seen a lot of black people holding a position in this country. In case if you haven't seen, I have seen it. I have seen that happen in Italy. So stop discouraging people and stop making choices for your children, because this is what Africans do. This is what African parents do, and it's very, very bad. Stop making choices of where to live and where not to live for your kids. Allow your kids to grow. Allow them to focus in the education system. Allow them to be a child. Allow them to focus until they become adults to choose if they want to move or not. Stop moving your children around for the sake of money, not knowing if you're destroying that child life or not. Do you know that it's not easy to move a child around when the children are little? Do you know how many damages you cause? And your child grow up in this place, and a certain amount of time you move the child from that place to another place for your own for your own, I don't know, for your own desire or for your own gain or for whatever you want to do. So stop discouraging people that Italian school certificates ends in Italy. That is a lie. That is exactly the same statement that Africans are making that say women's education ends in the kitchen. That is a lie. That is a total lie. So stop discouraging people from going to school. Rather, pick up your job as a parent that you are. Tell your child to continue to study, because this language your child is studying in, not just the being in the school, your child also knowing how to speak another language can take them to any level in life. Anywhere they go, they will have a lot of respect. So stop speaking down on this country where you are, because this country have benefited you in so many ways that your own original country. Because if your original country is actually good, you wouldn't have moved out of Nigeria to Italy. If you think Italy is worse, why didn't you go to another country that accepts immigrants? Why did you end here? Because I know that most of you them have already made their research that Italy speaks Italian. And when you come in here, you have to go to school to belong. Okay, they don't accept Nigerian school sets. You must have made your inquiry before coming here. So why did you come here if you know that you don't like the country? Why did you choose the country? You like their money, you like the benefits you're getting. Look, as I'm here, me and my family, we don't get any benefit from the government. Most of the immigrants get more benefit from the government more than me that married to Italy, more than some Italian families. As I am here, I don't get any benefit from the government because the government think that the citizens are rich. The government focus in helping the immigrant. At the end of the day, the same immigrants they are helping are criticizing them. So my advice is to focus in educating your child and not thinking about the country that you think you can plug money on the tree for that child. My advice is to stop speaking down on this country when your children are around. Try to encourage your children to study. Love where they live, because if you don't love where you live, it's like when you're married and you don't like you see any fault in your wife, on your husband, that marriage, that relationship will never last. So stop picking error where there is none. Okay, stop it. It's not good. Your child, black children, has a future in Italy. In fact, for what I'm noticing, if Nigerians don't start getting into the system, tomorrow is going to be a fight against Senegal and Nigeria. Trust me. Trust me, as I'm telling you so. Because you will go to the school, you will see Senegal, immigrant Senegals are going to school every day. Do you know how many of them that was in the seminar that I attended? A lot of them. So for what it's worth, if Nigerians don't start now to train their children to get into the system, it's going to be like, in America where black fights black. It's going to be like that. Nigerians fighting Senegals in the field, in education, competing who is better than each other in Italy, because that is what it is. So remove the mentality that your child has no life in Italy, because your child has a life in Italy. You have a job to do, and your job is to educate your child to focus on her education if she or he wants to go to school. So I end my case in this particular topic here. So let me get to the comments before we move over to the next topic. Their children is not any sport. Very big problem. They don't interact with the locals. They are not in any group. All they do is follow their fellow countrymen, and they began to lament. I'm telling you, you understand it that way, but they don't. It's awareness that is causing all these issues. It's awareness that they choose to cause. Christina, give it to your father. Give it to Papa. Give it to Papa. Give it to Papa. It's awareness they create within themselves, because they don't want to integrate. They don't want to associate. They when they come in, because they met the wrong Italians, so they started discriminating, and they started having that mindset that all Italians are like this. Instead of them to mix up with others and get into the system and learn the system, they choose to believe what someone else told them out of their own experience. This is what is happening within Nigerian community here in Italy, and you have to stop that. If you want your child to excel here, you have to do the right thing. Look, I have a cousin. It's that first cousin here in Italy. My auntie is living in Italy as I'm talking to you right now. I know the last time I talked to my cousin, he was young then. He said he was lamenting about the teachers. The teachers today, I said, you are not going to school for the teacher to like you. You are not going to the school to like the teacher. You are going to school to learn. This is what I, because this my cousin is in the, I'm not saying being in the midst of Nigerians is not good. Of course it's good, but meet the right people, associate with the right people that will tell you the importance of education or importance of the field you want to do. Because I know it's not everybody that like going to school. I know it's not everyone that loves school. Okay, you must love one or two things. Meet the one that will give you the, push you towards that positive stuff you want to do. I told him, look, going to your teacher is not your best friend. Your teacher is there to teach you. You don't have to love your teacher. You don't have to like your teacher. You are there to learn. You are there to learn. So focus in learning and stop associating yourself with some stubborn student that don't want to learn. Do you know what? He never contacted me again. He never talked to me again because I shut him down when he said the teacher doesn't like him. I said no. If the teacher do something, abuse or do something, you report the teacher. But whereby that you don't want to listen, and your homework or any work you do, your schoolwork, the schoolwork is not good, and the teacher talk to you about it, that does not mean that the teacher don't like you. The teacher wants you to excel. The teacher wants you to study more. So that is what she's doing. He or she is doing her job. He never talked to me again because I advised him to focus. If he wants to go to school, let him continue learning. Let him continue going to school. Let him focus in learning, because the only thing that will, distinguish him out of the bad community is by learning, is by, learning good stuff that will make him, I don't know how to put this. So I'm just talking to you because I love to give an example, a real life example. This is my first cousin living in Italy because my auntie is here in Italy. Okay, so let's forget about discriminating and, out of one person, when one person tell you their experience, you use one of the experience to judge. Just like in Africa, when you are having a fight with someone and the person come and report the person they're having a fight with, you don't even want to see this other side of the story. You judge. You become the enemy of someone that did nothing to you. It's bad. So I'm going to catch up with you guys. Comments here. Those Nigerian, I'm trying. I went to university. Where am I? They don't interact. Exactly. They don't interact with locals. Exactly. And they want everything. Good evening, Mary Kay. Good evening, sis. Imagine the same lady saying no good food in Italy. Can you imagine? Because she chooses to eat what she chooses to eat. She's saying Italian food is one of the best food in the world. I'm sorry I know I love Nigerian food. I love my cultural food. But Italian food is one of the best food in the world. Okay, Nigerian food is good too, but let's speak the truth. I know a lot of people might not like it. Nigerian food is good, but I consider Italian food one of the best as well. Okay, I don't know why someone can just stand up and start saying bullshit. You don't like the food, you don't like the food. That is okay, because you were not born and brought up in this country. Of course, the first year I moved to Italy, I had difficulty in eating the Italian food just because in my mind I didn't want to accept it, because all these things start from here. When you don't want to accept something, you generalize it. But when when I accept the food, go deeper, like deep. I can't do it. I can't do without Italian food right now. Not because I'm married to Italian, but because of the way it makes me feel. And especially that we are here in Italy and all the food they sell in African store is like a chemical. You don't know what you're eating. So to stay alive and stay healthy, I have to eat a fresh food. I have to make everything fresh because I want to live a good life. I'm trying, imagine the same lady, their children is not in any sport. That is crazy. That is crazy. I have some children I teach English here. Their parents value it so much. It takes a lot to convince some people who have made up their mind. The mentality is something else. The mentality is absolutely is something else. They don't put their kids in any group to mingle with Italians, which is bad, very bad. Even parts, or bicycle, they don't let their kids now. Jesus Christ. Okay, I will add my own view. Those is personal. All planning to get out of Italy after Italy has given them document. After Italy has given them a lot, they're planning to get out of Italy. Exactly. Someone that lived in Italy for years, and my dad come to Italy in early 80s, and doctorate degree in Italy, Rome precisely. That's now I will say Italy is a life style, and They take their time to do almost everything. Done good to every they do. I think that is autocorrect. My mom ran shop for years in Italy. You are right. You see, there's a lot of good things Italian can offer, but it's a mindset. I think all these things is a mindset, or when somebody wants to, when somebody is angry about something and think that they want to put it on somebody, or somebody is looking for a content that makes absolutely no sense, you just want to put it out there, because that particular educational sector video that she made is out of ignorance. It's like out of line, going to Nigeria now and withdrawing all the girls child out and telling them that women education ends in the kitchen. That is absolutely, let me stop calling them. My siblings get Italian school and school both in Nigeria and Italy. You see, there are so many advantages in Italy, but there are still room for improvement. There are still room for improvement. God bless your parent, Blue. And exactly. Her parents try a lot. Italy has changed compared to how it was in 1980s. Italy have changed. I know Italians has their fault in the olden days. Of course, every country has that, but they have changed and they are improving every blessed day. They are improving. No country is perfect, no country is perfect. Do you know what it takes? The world. You know how many wars they fight to be where they are today. The world to be where they are today. So before we come out to stereotype, we should also think about where they started and where they are now. To know that these people are actually trying. They are trying very well. It's like a black movement in the all over the world, America precisely. Before blacks don't have mouth. Do you know how many blacks went to prison because of Black Lives Matters movement? But they never keep stopping. Everything is improving. Italy, of course, the old 80s Italians are different from the present Italians we're talking about right now. They are improving a lot, making rooms for foreigners to invest, to live, to seeing people as one, and not pushing people one side and pushing the other one side. This is what they got, because I can't believe that in 2020 somebody will make a video saying that you should move your children out of Italy. Come on, just because you think that other countries speak English or they pay child welfare more than Italy. Come on, that is rubbish for me. Then Nigeria didn't even see reason to travel because their economy was good. Exactly. Blue African killed the economy. Exactly. But having observed my own parents and siblings and personal experience, I will conclude that Italy is a lifestyle everyone should tips from. If any wants to send their kids elsewhere, they could. They should, or they could, yeah. Being in a mix of Nigeria is not good, girl. For so, without undermining the benefits from Italy, every country has their limitation. Every country has their own limitation. Okay, so I'm going to catch up on all of the other comments. Hi, Philly, thank you for joining. Hi, Love Francis, thank you so much, girl. I'm not catching up with this thing. So now I'm going to move over to the next one. What I don't like is when you don't like something, you just condemn it too bad. I don't eat Italian food, but that doesn't mean it is bad or say it is not good. The foodie, okay, we need to be positive. Exactly, it's not. When it comes to food aspect, like I said, when my first year in Italy, I hardly eat Italian food. I learned to eat it because it was not the food I was brought up with. I understand when you move to Italy and you nobody of in life, nobody forces an adult to eat what they are not used to. It's a gradual process. It's a process that you get to. Okay, it's something that you have to try to know if your system is going to get used to it. So do Italians that live in Nigeria. A lot of them are eating Nigerian food right now, but at first they don't eat Nigerian food. A lot of them still don't eat Nigerian food right now. It's a choice, but not condemning the food. Okay, so this takes me to housing. Okay, she said that Italian agency gives rotty houses to Nigerians. Okay, another life story. Like I said, I love using life theory, life experience to give example on my channel. When I met my husband, because my husband was newly moved, to this region when we met. He came in as a he was working as a single guy. I think I met my husband after 1 year. He moved to this region, okay, because my husband was working in the Udni part before. So the house where my husband was living, of course, he didn't have a family. He doesn't have a family. It's just him working, and he wanted a new apartment, like newly built apartment. That was his choice, okay, because he was coming from a house, big house, villa from his parents, and the house he was living in Udni, I don't know about that, but he wanted a new building. He's engineer. He's single, he only work and take his money until I come in and chop all his money. Okay, joke apart. Do you know the building where my husband was living? You know this what did they call it again in Italian? It's kind of a studio. In English, it's a kind of a studio house. That is where he was. This house that has only the kitchen and the bedroom. One living room. We call it kind of self-contained in Nigeria. Okay, in a new building. That is what that's name. The name. If you know the name, you can help me at the comment section. The name is on my head. Mono. Wait, let me answer. Amore, what they call that house again? The house you were living in Via Brescia, what was it called again? Monolocale. Okay, so this house is called Monolocale. If you live in Italy, you know what I mean. And if you don't live in Italy, it's kind of self-contained in Nigeria, but not separated. Only the bathroom is separated. Everything is together. And this Monolocale he's living is not even well furnished. Like the machine the owner left in that house was old. My husband, the TV that was there, my husband has to change it because it's this olden days TV. He has to buy a little bit flat screen TV as a bachelor because he spends all from morning till evening at work. He just wants a TV where he will come back home, watch news before going to bed and all that. So there was no couch in that house. Yeah, I'm just describing that house for you guys to understand where I am going. Okay, when it comes to this house matter in Italy, there was no couch. This chair that you sit down that can just move. Not even the good one. That IKEA own. I don't know how it is. Describe again. But IKEA has this chair. It's just normal chair that you don't even feel comfortable on. That is the two chair that the owner of the house left in that apartment. That is not a couch. Okay, the only good thing about that house is the kitchen. The kitchen is small, but the kitchen is good. The pot, like the cooking pot that was left in that apartment, is this kind of old cooking pot. It's more, the first year I visited my husband, I had to go shopping for cooking stuff because my husband don't really cook. He just cook the vegetable soup, the liquid, the vegetable, and drink because he eats in the office. So when he comes back home, he loves eating light food. Okay. So what else? In the bathroom, the shower, this thing is, the previous tenants didn't manage the things very well. The bed was iron bed. It's good, the bed, but it was iron bed. Okay, the bed cover the man left in the house wasn't good enough. So why am I saying this? I've described the way this house looks. So you just imagine your head, the things I just mentioned right now. If it's worth the price I'm going to call here. This is a new building with the few furniture I just mentioned here. New building. Do you know how much my husband pays every month in that monolocale? Do you know how much? He pays 550 euro every month. Yes, new building, new and more money. So in case you are saying a Italian agency takes you to Rotti house, when you want to rent a house in Italy, first of all, as long as it's under rent, the owner of the apartment wants to know what you're doing. The owner of the apartment don't want to put somebody that cannot pay him a rent, he or she a rent, because they have a project that they collect from that. So if you are the type that is earning 1,000 euro every month in Italy, and you have families, okay? You have the bills you pay at the end of the month. Do you think you can have a house where you pay that amount? You know, mon- monolocale is pay. My husband, we were paying 550 euro for this little no furnished apartment. You are looking for a new apartment to rent as someone that knows your salary, because I know a lot of Nigerians that are living in a good house because they can pay, they can afford it. So how do you blame Italian agency on it? How do you say they are taking you to a rotten house? They take you to a house they know you can afford, because they also want to help you save your money. Can you, if we can pay, unfurnished, well, I don't even know how to put it. But this is an example for those of you that say Italian people gives you a rotten house. Italian agency gives you a house you can afford. Of course, there are old houses we can pay as low as 300 euro. The same square meter of that particular house, we can pay as low as 250 euro, 350. But my husband choose new building, and that unfurnished, that the furniture in that house is just rubbish, but he paid 550 euro every month in that every month in that house. So how much do you think you can pay for 3 bedroom for those of you that has more than 2 kids or more than 3 kids? How much do you think you can pay for 3 bedroom flat? Because like that is what you will say it in Nigeria. How much do you think that you can pay for a new building, 3 bedroom flat, that monolocale is paid 550 euro, and you want to have a house that will be sustainable, that will be enough for you and your kids? How much do you think that apartment will cost you? So before you start criticizing Italian agency that takes you to a old apartment, think about how much new apartment worth. Think about if you can afford, because if you can afford it, every house, as long as you can afford that house, you will get it. You will get it. So for the rotty house or whatever, how much do you think you have? If you have the money, you will get what you want. You will get the apartment of your choice. So stop criticizing Italian. They are taking you to a rotten house, and it's not their fault, because you don't even know what the old tenant that comes from the same continent or that come from the same country has done to that the person, other people's building, other people's house. I've read a post some years ago where a British woman was saying that she will not rent her apartment to a Nigerian, or I think that was a black British or a normal British, white British, saying that they won't rent the apartment to a black. Why? Because she said she's not a resident because she has Nigerian friends. She said because they cook with, I don't know how to describe it. This is not my post. This is the post I read online. And I saw a lot of Nigerians saying the same thing. They said, yes, even if they have a house in abroad to rent, they will not rent it to their fellow Nigerians that are not doing, not doing well, because of the way Nigerians treat their apartments. This is some Nigerians talking about under the comments of that video on Instagram, saying yes, they support this one, that this is not about racism, that a lot of Nigerians will handle your apartment, treat your apartment that the way that nobody will want to rent your apartment after they leave your apartment. So before you think about they give us a rotten house, think about what other Africans, other Nigerians have done to their apartment before they start refusing those new flashy apartments to you guys. Because ndị Igbo si na ofu aka ruta mmanụ oju ọrụ ọnụ. If one finger take oil, if you're not careful, all your fingers will take the oil. Because oil, when you dip your finger into the oil will drip down all over your finger. That is what Igbo people say. So what about the characters that your country people have portrayed towards these people? What about the encounter they've had with these people before? Have you thought about it before coming on the internet to criticize these people? Have you thought about the experience they've had? Some Nigerians will rent apartments, some Africans will rent apartments, and because they know that in Italy, by law, they can't throw them out of their houses, they won't pay the rent. They know that the process to take them to the court is long. So they take the advantage to treat people right. You don't even know if the person that owns that apartment is living on the rent from that apartment. They stay in that apartment without paying rent. They treat the apartment the way they want because the apartment is not owned by them. Sometimes they live in an apartment for 6 months without paying rent. How do you expect that person to feel? If the person finally get a Nigeria or Africa out of that apartment, do you expect the person to bring another Africa or another Nigeria into the same apartment? Because if it is me, I'm in Nigeria, I will not. I'm sorry, I will not. Before house agency rent apartments out, they want to know your salary. They want to know if you have a regular job, if your job has a contract. They want to know the kind of thing you are doing, because that is what the owner of the apartment wants. And if you don't have what the owner of the apartment wants, I'm sorry, they won't give you the house. And if it's the kind of owner that have had encounter with Nigerians or with Africans before, they will totally refuse giving you their apartment. And you have no choice than to go to the apartment that is available for you. And this is not because they don't want to give it. This is because of the encounter they've had with our own people living here in Italy. So before you judge these people, start judging our own people, start educating our own people to be good, because every bad thing they do in every country affects the good ones. If you think you are a good person living in Italy, doing everything regular, use your own voice, use your channel to educate our people to be a good people, because no matter what they do in Italy, no matter what they do, the good ones are the ones that will suffer for it. The good ones end up suffering for it. So before you criticize Italian, try to do your investigation. Try to investigate. Try to ask questions. What our people have done to these people before they started giving us this treatment when it comes to house. Stop judging them based on your own experience, because these people have had experience before me and you living in Italy. These people have had a counter from our people before they met me and you that are new in Italy. So stop judging based on your own experience, but try to look into there and ask if there is something that, try to figure out the things that make them to do what they do, because everybody have had one experience or the other. Of course, they don't categorize every Nigerian to be the same, but for these people for someone not to want to give their house, is their choice. But if you think that nobody gives you a good house for rent, try to get a contract job and buy your own house. Because when you're buying your own house, agency don't have to show you any kind of house. You choose the kind of house you want to buy. You choose as long as you have the money, you buy your house. Nobody tells you how many people that will stay there. Nobody tells you how many people, what you will do there or what you won't do. Because even Italians, they will tell Italians how many people they want in that apartment. I remember that the previous apartment where I met my husband, the owner of the apartment, my husband is Italian, but the owner of the apartment told my husband that he doesn't want to see more than 2 people living in that house. Yes, he's Italian, but the owner Italian told another Italian that he doesn't want to see more than 2 people living in that house. So can you imagine the Nigerian community that will rent a house and use their house as a business? Because there is a lot of cases where Africans rent a house, they rent 3-bedroom, but outside they rent it from the original owner of the house, but they are running business inside the house. They accommodate more than what the owner of the house says. So if you don't want to take command from the owner of the house, the landlord or the landlady, go to buy your own house. Because as long as you're living in another person's house, you have to obey. You have to obey the rules and regulations in that house. Because Nigerians Africans have break a lot of rules in Italy. Trust me, this you living with a certain amount of people, it's not only for Africans, it's not only for blacks. The previous house where we were living before we bought our own house, the owner told my husband that is Italian that he doesn't want to see more than 2 people in that apartment. He has the right to do it because he owns the apartment. He can tell you how many people he wants in that apartment, and you have nothing to do rather than, if you don't like it, you leave the apartment. Move. So If you think that you don't want a rotten house, just go buy your own. But think about the experience that these people have had with our own people before. Think about it, okay, before you start criticizing them, or before you start using your own platform to say they don't give Nigerians a good house. There is new building, new building, new building. But the only place when you are looking for a house, the only place the agents take is a rotten house. But how much are you earning? Because that is what the owner of the house wants to hear before he released the key. He wants to know how much your income is. He wants to know where you have contract. So think about something before you come on internet to start talking or start abusing a whole country, stereotyping a whole country. Because if Nigeria is good, immigrants won't be flowing down in Italy. They won't be risking their life in the Mediterranean Sea to come to Italy. If Nigeria is perfect, if Nigerian government actually care about Nigerians, because this anger we are putting on Italian government should be put on Nigerian government, because Nigerian government know that their citizens are dying in the Mediterranean Sea every blessed day, and they let that happen. They value cow more than their own citizens. But they value cow more than their own people. So the anger that people, and I see a lot of people put on Italian government, should be put on the Nigerian government that care not that don't care anything about Nigerian citizens. How much is the price of fuel as I'm talking to you right now? How much is the price of a liter of fuel in Nigeria as of today? Tell me about it. So if you are angry about a country where you are living in, if you're not comfortable about living in this country anymore and you want your country to be a better country, you shouldn't put anger in the country where you're not the citizen, when you are not born, when you have nothing, but they are just they are just accommodating you because of their humanity. If you're angry, put that anger to your government. Frustrate your government to make your country a better home, because if Nigeria is good, nobody will think of immigrating from Nigeria to Italy. Nobody will think about risking their life in the Mediterranean Sea to be in this country. Nobody will think about coming to live in a camp with other people that you don't know. Nobody will thought about that. Nobody will want that to happen to their children. No more than no parents will want to carry their children knowing that they might survive crossing, knowing fully well that crossing Mediterranean Sea might take their life. If Nigeria is good, so if you want to put it, and if you're angry about the treatment you get from it, because for me, Italian government did nothing wrong to these people. For me, they might have their own, because every government has their good and bad. But if you're angry about government, about system, I think we should put more of our anger to Nigerian government. If you're in Nigeria, we should focus on that, on them. We should focus in making our country a better place. We should focus in building our country for not like for, because I don't know, guys, but let me just breathe a little. Because if you watch how many people dive into the sea with children, you will feel the anger, you will feel the pain. And our government don't care. And you will see someone on social media criticizing Italian government that give you that shelter you, that take you in, that took you in. You will be criticizing them instead of you to put that energy to your government. Because if Nigeria is good, as she said, if she know what she knows before, if Nigeria is that good, why not move back to Nigeria right now? No, right now. Why not move back? Because I know the situation of Nigeria, because I have family. My whole family is in Nigeria. So I know the situation. I know the pressure I'm getting. I know how many phone calls I'm getting. Okay? I know. So if you think Nigeria is better than the country where you're living, why not take your children, move your children and you back to Nigeria and live in Nigeria right now? Stay in Nigeria that you think that is going to give you and your children a better life, and leave the country that picked you from the Mediterranean Sea, put a roof over your head, make sure you did not starve the first year, the second year, the third year you came into this country. Make sure that they give you documents and they give you something to hold on to, give you food. And you come on social media to criticize them instead of you to use that anger to criticize your government that push you to go immigrate, to cross the Mediterranean Sea, to come to another person's land. So before we talk about people's land, before we talk about other governments, let's talk about our own government back home, because that is people that we should put our energy on, not Italian government. That is it. Let me catch with you. In fact, there was a case I watched on TV. The Senegalese man refused to leave the Italian man's house and saying the house now belongs. Exactly, that is what I'm talking about. Who wants to do that? Who wants to give a house to a Senegalese man again or a black man again? They are scared. Look, these people, most of them, the houses you see is their pension. Is what they are living on, because after they've worked in their life, they use their money to buy a house. They live on that house, and the black man will move into that building and refuse to go and refuse to pay rent. Look, even if tomorrow, if God bless us, I want to buy a new house and I don't want to move back to South Italy where I won't buy a house because I have a bigger house in South Italy. If God bless me tomorrow and we decide to live, still be in North Italy and buy a new house, and I want to put this house on rent, before I'll give this house to a black, I will make sure that you have a contract. We sign a real strong contract outside the Italian contract that you have to bring lawyer with me that if you don't pay me rent, I kick you out. Period. We have to sign another agreement on top of the one like Italian government gives to sign. If you don't want to sign it, you leave. You go to get another apartment. I'm sorry, but it's what it is, because you don't know what these people have passed through to get a house, and they still pay tax even as they bought the house, and the house is no longer on mortgage. And some of these houses that our people are living in without paying, some of these houses, the rent they collect in that house, they use it to pay mortgage. And when you don't pay them that rent, they pay the mortgage from their own pocket. So we don't think. So who would give a house to somebody like that, or someone that look like that person? Let's think before we criticize these people, because these people sometimes have a reason of doing what they do, because someone else have done something bad to them. Someone else have done something bad to them before they act the way they act. Okay, I know there are bad people that do things without having an encounter. I know there is a lot of ignorant people, Italians. Okay, I'm not saying all Italians are perfect, because they are not. There is no perfect in any country. There is no country that every citizen are perfect. Okay. The owner called a TV network to come make news about it, but if you see the bully this African man has, saying he can never leave the house, you will weep for the. Oh my God, Jesus! He pays nothing and said the house is now his. Jesus Christ! Nne, calm down. This issue is waking you up. No, honestly, I am angry to see people criticizing Italian government, criticizing everything about Italy. Meanwhile, our own country, we have a lot to work on. So if we are angry the way they treat us in another man's land, that anger should be focused in Nigeria, not Nigerian government trying to making Nigeria a better place, and not criticizing people that you've not even investigated. You don't even ask questions. You just want to make a video. You just want to talk. You just want to create a content out of. Let me not call her. Let me not call her name. I think he met a calm Italian man. He did not. He did not meet the crazy one. Honestly, Tracy is too passionate about Italy. Love. Tracy is worried about Italy. Love. Francis. Oh my God, I can feel from her voice. 20 people were living in the house, and the dirtiness is top notch. 20 people. That house. Imagine that house that 20 people are living in. The owner of the house gave a warning of maximum five, and they brought 20 people in that house. Imagine if that house is your own house. Imagine if you finally get those people out of the house. Will you want to rent your house to people that comes from the same place with these people? No, I wouldn't. So let's think before we judge. Honestly, I want to read the comments a bit before I get over to the next topic. Host be coming down. Anything about Nigeria makes one angry. In fact, the more you talk about the Niger, the more angry you become. So guys, I'm telling you, the thing is that all of them will come on social media and pretend that everything is okay, and pretend that they have to criticize somebody. Of course, sometimes you have to criticize some people to be okay, but having that in your mouth always, talking about this, most of these immigrants don't even want anything. They just want money. They run about the country that pays child welfare more than the other child, more than the other country. This is what they run about. This is why Germany is toughening up for some immigrants now, because they will run away from Italy saying Germany pays child welfare more than. Then they will run to Germany. Now Germany is sending them back and even deporting some of them. Most of them will go and have as many as kids they want because of the child welfare. They don't even think about, going to work. I'm not even saying going to school, but working to help those children. They live on government money without contributing anything into the system. That is bad. You don't always take. You have to learn the art of giving. Learn the art of giving. So let's stop stereotyping the country where we are in, because our own country is worst. That is it. Anybody that want to say na lie, make the person consent and lie. Okay? I think it's beautiful thing though. Most people feel excluded, even taxpayer, and that's why some react in funny ways. A lot. Unique. Seriously, the bad ones are making it difficult for the good. The bad ones are making it difficult for the good one. This is why I am angry. This is why I am very, very angry, because no matter how what people say or do or talk about Italy, think about other European country, the country that has more passion, more human conscience in this whole thing is Italy. Italy love human being more than Germany, more immigrant more than Germany, more than all these countries. Why did UK of all the why did they go out of European Union? They stopped taking immigrants. That is one of the reasons they don't even want immigrants anymore in their country. UK colonized us. UK colonized Nigerian and other African countries. Why did they stop taking immigrants? They should be the one taking immigrants more than Italy. France wanted to stop taking immigrants. France colonized part of the Africans. Why did they want to stop taking immigrants? Why did they start shipping immigrants to Italy, France? That is one of the biggest colonization in Africa. British, that is the same. They don't want the immigrant, the people that they colonized and they left in the dark. France and the British, they left Africa in the dark, and they don't want to take the immigrant that come from that country. So if we actually want to criticize a country in Europe, in this Western world, I think this people is the one we have to put in the front and make them understand that we understand what they did to our continent, and not the Italy that did not colonize any African country, and they still take you in as an immigrant. So I don't know why. I don't know why Italy. If you don't like the country, just move out. If you think Germany pays you better, go. When they are picking you, try to take a boat that go to Germany, right? Where German will take you. If you think Spanish is better, try to take boats that go to Germany. Go there as an immigrant. Go to the one that goes to the UK and the ones that go to the other country. If you know that you don't want to live in Italy, so stop abusing the country where you are. Rather think about the good things that the country have offered you. Think about how the country rescued you, and not because of your individual experience. It pains me more than it pains Tessie. Honestly, no, honestly. Look, I'm not. I know. I don't feel, maybe because I'm married to my husband. I don't feel the pain of them encountering this kind of thing in Italy. But who are people to blame? Our people are to blame for all these things happening. Our own people are to blame, because our own people are the ones that keep their own people in the dark, and they are still doing it till date. So if we're angry that this is happening, and you are in the midst of Black community, it's time you start educating our own Africans to do the right thing. Educate our African. If you think this affects you, okay, if you think this affects you, what you should do is to start educating your own Africans, your own Nigerians, your Ghana, Senegal, all these countries. Start to educate them to be a better person, because what they do today will affect their children tomorrow and other people's children tomorrow. Encourage them to be on the good side and not always on the bad side. Imagine this man that claimed another person's building. You don't even know how this man have suffered, labor to get a house to rent to you, and now you are here saying is your house, because you know that they can't just throw you out because of the law in this country. You know that they can't just throw you out on the streets because of the law. You just take advantage of another person's good heart. And you tell me now that if the man finally get this man out of his house, that he will be happy to rent it to another Black man, to another African man. No, he won't. Because if it is me, I won't do it. So if you have house experience, think about what our people have done to these people because some of these people react from the experience they've gotten from our own people. Just like the man that was driving school bus last year or 2 years ago, he was driving school bus full of children inside, stopped the bus in San Donato, put a fuel in that children's bus, and to but come on. Because what is his reason? Because African kids are dying in the Mediterranean. You are a Senegal. This man is a Senegal. If he should be angry with anybody, he should do it in France, because France are the people that colonized Senegal. But he wanted to kill innocent children here in Italy, and his anger was because that African kids are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. What has Italian kids, the little kids, got to do? What has it got to do with what is happening in the Mediterranean Sea? Do you know the trauma he put on the family and the kids? Do you know that? Imagine to be a parent of those kids today, and you hear that the next driver is an African. Will you let your child to ride with an African school driver after that incident? No, you answer me. Think about it. If your child is in that bus that man did that into, will you let your child to ride in a bus where African man is driving? Just answer. Honestly, answer the question. You see how they are giving people bad name. And this man is a citizen. He's Italian citizen. But his answer, his reason was that African kids are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. And this is why he wants to burn down a bus, a whole bus full of children. Leave it. Leave it. I don't know what to say. Some immigrants even go to the extent to break some Italian home and began to live inside and said they will never leave the house. You see? You see? You see? So why won't they are your people? Now those are very bad manners. It pays me more than it really does. If they arrest them, they will scream. Exactly, that word. You know, that word is easy to say. They arrest them and they will say, oh, because you don't like, or oh, because I'm black, oh, because of. Come on, let's use our common sense. You don't have to be educated to have a common sense. Honestly, common sense is a natural thing. Let's learn to have a common sense, because our people have done enough. They've done a lot in this country and other country where they are. So before we start to point finger at another, let's look into our own to see if we have standing. First, let's try to clean our eyes before we point finger at another person's eye. But Italy and Spain have closer border. Maybe they are why UK have the highest immigrant in Europe. Uh, why won't UK supposed to be the one taking all the ones coming from English speaking countries like Nigerians, Ghana? UK supposed to be taking all the immigrants coming from Nigeria and Ghana and other countries they colonize. Yes, honestly, UK supposed to be the one taking all of them, because they are the one that left those countries in the dark after the colonization. They are the one that left those countries in the dark, and they are still operating in that country to today, even if they're not. We are on our own now. They are still operating. They still have a lot of interest in that country. They still control that country to today, but they don't want to take immigrants again. Please. But we are black can do but we black can do better. We can do better if we want. We can do better if we want. I believe in blacks. I believe in black community because we can do better if we want. But the black people keep, overshadowing the good ones. That is the problem. That is the problem. Should be Italians put them for sea. Italians put them for sea. What's making one come kill Italian children? Now Italian I put the children for sea. People, please, you guys should be coming down. The man is the man is really, honestly, it's painful. So that house home is what it is. If you want to buy it, if you want to live in a new building, it's your choice. It's your money. Nobody stops you from doing that. But just save your money, get a good house contract that you can take to bank and ask loan for bank and buy the house of your choice where nobody controls you. If you think you don't want to live in the houses that they offer you, because trust me, this agency, actually, they want to make money. They want to rent apartment. They want to sell apartment because that is how they make a living. So don't say that they are putting you in this certain place because you are black. That is a lie. That is a lie, because they actually want to rent a bigger apartment that will give them more money. Okay, so if you think you have money to pay, just imagine what I described earlier, and almost empty monolocale. We pay 550 euro every month for a rent, 550 euro every month for almost non-furnished monolocale, just self-contained, 550 euro every month. So if you think you have family of five, husband and wife, three kids, or family of four, and of course you get a house that will be comfortable for you and your family, and you want a new building, it's your pocket. Just try to make sure that you budget like up to 2,000 euro to pay every month for rent. If you can afford it, stop criticizing them, go for it. Rent your apartment, tell them you can afford new apartment, sign the contract, and make sure if when there is no money to pay, you move out. Make sure you move out and don't fight with them, because you don't know how they have suffered labors to get that house, to buy that house, or to build that house to rent out to you. You don't know if that house is their pension house, the house they are living there for their pension, to enjoy when they are done working and all that. When it's time to leave, just leave, and don't fight and say you've calculated how much you've paid in this apartment since you move in. No, it's not your apartment. You sign a contract. Honor the contract, because even in Nigeria, we honor the contract. If you don't pay a house rent in Nigeria and you be stubborn, they will kick you out. This one, they will come your house, they will pack your property, they will throw you out of the house. Some will not even throw your property, some will throw you out of lock the house with your properties inside the house. This is happening in Nigeria. So why not accept what is happening in Europe as well? Why are you criticizing them? Why? If you think you are rich enough to live in a new apartment, just think about what I just said now and do your calculation, and do calculation of how many room you want to live and how much you're going to pay every month for that house you want to live in. Just think about it. You go for it. But stop saying that they are taking you to rotten apartment. That is what you can afford. So accept it, because you know yourself, even you yourself, before you open your mouth to say something, you already know that you can't afford those new buildings, because there are a lot of Italians that they can't even afford those new buildings. So they pay for where they can afford. So why crying over something that makes no sense? Okay. So the last thing today, do you think Italians care who comes with sea or flies? We will. We all are the same. I have seen these people disappoint when they ask American. I say no. Africa. I'm telling you, they don't care about where you come from. You come from plane. You come from sea. You are the same. Africa. It's Africa. Punto e basta. Punto basta. Africana, Africana. Whether you come from by air, you come by sea, you come by land, Africana e African. Punto e basta. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is job. I also saw a video about employment in Italy. So I watched that video about the employment in Italy, where she said that she walked into the sector where she wants to get apply for a job. And the man that met her at the reception, the man said that the man started asking her qualification, where she went to school, and everything. And the man, the way she put it, the man know that everything is in the paper there, everything is on my CV, and he's still asking me where I went to school. What an ignorance! No, yes, what an ignorance! I have had this conversation with another person when I was in Nigeria, where a Nigerian walked into the office with a bunch of papers full of CV. Okay, this for you to get a job without somebody interviewing you face to face, colloquio, like they say in Italian. Maybe because somebody else that know the company, that know the person that has to interview you in that company, they know you, so they don't need to interview you, they just ask you a basic question. But if you are if you want to get a job where nobody knows you, they don't look at what is that on that CV. They care about the conversation you have with them. Many years ago, I talked to a manager in a company, a very big company in Nigeria. He's an expatriate. So we're talking about CV. We're talking about someone that was looking for a job in the on the company where he was working. So when this lady walked into his office, so because he's the managing director in that particular sector, the lady was looking for a job. She started talking, because we thought, some people think, of course, I've never worked in my life, I've never been interviewed in my life, but I asked questions. I tried to, get close to people that are educated to learn. Okay. So he said that the lady came in with a bunch of papers, CV on his table. But he's not interested in looking into that because you know that you've already read online the education this person has. So the interview is face-to-face interview. The interview, he doesn't care about reading what is on that paper at that moment. He wants to hear from the person because in this world they already know that a lot of people forge CV. A lot of people forge their educational standard. A lot of people forge the school they went to, especially when it comes all over the world, not just Nigeria, all over the world. So he started asking this lady question: Where did you what did you study? Your qualification, the school you've been to, blah blah blah. Do you know? Instead of, if this lady was actually smart, and she was supposed to be answering that question and not asking the boss to read her CV. So that takes me to this particular lady here in Italy. Most of the people you are going to for employment, they don't care about your CV. They care about the contact, the conversation they have with you. Sometimes your life story might land you a job. Of that reading of CV won't land you. Sometimes people care about how the conversation you have with them. She said that the man was like, the man was asking her the school she attended, and everything was on the CV. Instead of the man to read the CV, the man was asking her that question, knowing that the school she attended was on that CV. She was really angry about it. I was like, this is out of foolishness. The man saw your CV, of course, and you're looking for a job. So if any question was thrown at you, if you actually want that job, you're supposed to respond to the question asked and not asking the man, referring the man to read your CV. The man know you had a CV, but he prefer face-to-face interview and not reading your CV. Because sometimes most of the people that present CV they're not who they are. It's just a paper. Some people cares about what you can offer, the things you can offer to them and not what paper say. Because some people present paper and they don't know anything about their field. All they carry about is the certificate and they don't know anything. Just like most university in Nigeria, they study theory without allowing the student to do the practical. So the students are based on the theory, but they don't know how to, especially when it comes to engineers, they don't know how to operate some certain machine that have already read and come out excellent in that exam. But when it comes to practical, when they see the machine, they have studied, they've learned, they've read, they've passed the exam, they won't know how to, because their study was based on theory only and not practical. She was lamenting how the man told her to, how the man was asking her, knowing that she went to some certain school that is in her CV. The man did not look into her CV, blah, 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 getting a job here in Italy, blah. Come on, let's learn. I of course, maybe tomorrow I will get a job, but I also have to be ready for the interview, for the physical interview. I've seen a lot of people, even in America, a lot of American people talking about how they land their first good job in America. See, they didn't know the person, the office they walk into, didn't even look at their CV. It was the conversation they had, the physical conversation. That young lady that I recently watched, I think that was 2 weeks ago. She said her first job as an intern in America after she finished school, she walked into the office with her afro, with her CV, everything was there. And when she met the boss that meant to interview her, the man didn't look at her CV because she already applied and she gave reason why she need that job. She should get that job, her qualification and everything. She already applied. They've already seen the CV online. So she said when she walked into the office, what the boss said, boss said, tell me a story. She said, a story? Tell me a story that is, a story about your life. Tell me something interesting about your life. She said she started telling a story about her hair, how she went natural. And after telling the story, the man said, the job is yours. There's a lot of people standing on the queue, just telling that story, being polite, being sensitive to know the right thing to do and not just letting them read your documents. And your presentation matters a lot because you can't be going to look for a job in the bank today. Today, even in Nigeria, you can't go to look for a job in Nigeria today in a bank or in a certain company or in a certain field today looking tattered. Then they will. I'm talking about your own country. They will walk you out of the office. They won't even look at you. So presentation, appearance matters when you're going to look for a job. Of course, in Italy, there's a lot of stupid people, a lot of ignorant people that don't look at your face. They don't even want to interview just because of your skin color. They will discriminate you. They will just don't want to, like the lady that taught her CV. That's apart because the lady is ignorant. But you can't just generalize it that the other man did the right thing, because if the other man interview you and ask you about your school, you should answer and not referring the man to your CV. Because it's a question. The man asked you a question, you are meant to reply the question. And she was lamenting how the man was asking her question that is already on her CV. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine that? That pisses me off. Honestly, I've never been to interview before, but presentation matters, and how you appear matters, and how you pull yourself and how you respond to some question, because might be one question they don't, because they already saw your CV. You applied that job with your CV online. They already know that you have a CV, but they wanted that personal encounter with you, and you ruined that personal encounter because of stupid mentality. Let me read some comments here. Someone asked me how I come says from the South Africa. I didn't know there are other means of coming. Many ways of coming. There are many ways of coming. I think Nigerian people are venting their anger about their dead government on Italian government. That is what it is. It's what it is. Shoutesi, traduci anche in italiano, non capisco niente. Elena! Oh, Elena, mi dispiace, oggi stiamo parlando qualcosa di Nigeria e Italia, Africa e Italia, ok? Stiamo parlando questa oggi. Non lo so come si traduce tutta questa cosa perché è troppo lungo oggi, perché sono arrabbiata con qualche nigeriani o qualche africano che sta parlando male. Non lo so come si traduce, è veramente, non lo so, Elena. Questo oggi è veramente un argomento di Nigeria e Africa. Mi dispiace, Elena, mi dispiace tanto, cara mia. I think Elena is my classmate. Elena è a student. We go to the same school, so è troppo lungo, non lo so come si traduce perché è molto molto lungo. Ecco perché vedo arrabbiata oggi. Ma non sono così, tu lo sai, se non sono così sempre. Non sono così sempre, ma questo argomento di oggi un po' così perché sono arrabbiata per tante cose, perché ho visto video qua su YouTube, video di italiano, fare questa, non fa questa, non va bene in questa parte e questa. Sono un po' arrabbiata per questa video oggi, ma non sono, tu già lo sai perché non sono sempre così, ok? Non sono sempre così. Va bene, Tessie, non ti preoccupare, almeno imparo una parola in inglese. Ah, ok. Se tu vuoi parlare inglese, se tu segui, magari mi parla un po' lentamente. Sì, dico così, sì, piano piano per capire un po'. Ma questo argomento di oggi è solo tra Italia e africana, che quella che vivono in Italia, perché loro stanno facendo tante cose che non è giusto, non è cosa giusto. How do I say this? I don't know how, because I'm already exhausted for today. So, no, guys, I'm not going to get to the bottom. So this is my reaction. Mi dispiace, Ella, magari quando vedo parla un po' cosa sta succedendo, ok? Magari parla meglio in presenza. Sì, parla meglio in presenza. So this is my reaction to this whole topic of today. Relocating to Italy, African in Italy, African getting a rotten house in Italy, and Italian education worth nothing in Italy. That is a complete lie. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anyone deceive you about living in Italy and about moving your children around, about having, confused your head about living in Italy. You are here in this country. It's like when you are in a particular except for, I don't want to call the name something like a domestic whatever it is, except that when you're married and it's just the normal circumstances of life. Of course you won't leave your marriage except when the whole the AV come in. Okay, so when you find yourself in a place, learn to love that place because you operate with the atmosphere you bring. I have thought, remember that in life, when you think about, when you think different towards a certain thing, it will manifest, because what everything that is happening around us start from our thinking. And when you we let that when we think about that continuously, we won't know when we start acting, acting towards our thinking. We won't know when our thinking start manifesting. For us, we are still in the dream. For us, we are still thinking about this, but we don't know that we're already acting towards that thing that is in our mind, because you overthink it. So be careful. No, don't let anyone tell you that going to school in Italy is a waste of time. That is a big lie. That is a big lie. Don't believe them. Don't let anyone convince you to move your children out of Italy because you think your children don't have life in Italy. That is a big lie. Don't believe that. When it comes to house, you can have any house you want. Any house you want in Italy. But make sure that when it's time to move out of the house, just move out. Do the right thing. It's left for us now to start encouraging our own fellow Africans to start doing the right thing, because whatever they do affects the good ones. The bad ones do everything they do. At the end of the day, people that suffer this are the good ones. The good ones that want to that are clean, the good ones that has no reputation. Just because we are the same, we come from the same part of the world, we now suffer the consequences of our people. We suffer from what our people have done here. So it's left for us now to start telling our people to start behaving, to start treating others well. Even because, like I said, here I won't pretend to, I will pretend that every Italians are good. No, they aren't, because there is no country. There is no, but even in a family, just imagine a family of 8. You can't expect all of them to have the same character. Imagine the family, even the family of 2, of 3. Everyone cannot have the same character. We have our individual characters. Okay, we can't all be the same. Everyone has their weakness. Everyone has every one of us in this life has our own demon, but it's left for us to use it the right or the wrong way. It's left for us to let the angel in us to suppress the demon in us. Because most of the people that act the way they act, let the demon out of them, and let the demon suppress the angel inside them. So we have the duty, we have this job as an African to tell our people that is in this place, those that have a dream of going to school and before they immigrated to Italy, if they can still get, if they get their document and still have the opportunity to go, let them go. Before I was thinking, no, I can never go to school again. I want to focus in my business and growing myself. But at the end of the day, I found out that there is something I'm missing inside me. Of course, school is not what I'm not like the people that always want to study, study, study. I am not that. But at this time of my life, I think I needed to do that. Not because I want to work, but because I want to be educated. Because there are a lot of things now that when they mention on TV or anywhere, I know what that is. But before I was ignorant of it. Going to school is not about after you schooling you have a better job. No, it's about educating yourself. It's about staying educated. It's about knowing, learning, because this life we live in the world where we never stop learning until the day we die. We learn every day. So I won't discourage anyone. There is no way I can discourage anyone from going to school. Anyone that has the zeal to go to school, you should encourage them to do that and not tell them that by because they are living in Italy, the school in Italy ends in Italy. That is a big lie. That is a big fat lie, because only Italian language can pay you more than the office job that you are going. Only Italian language can pay you more than being a waitress in another country, because in the world we are living in right now, a lot of people want to learn foreign languages. Do you know how much people that are doing online courses, language courses online, are earning? Just like me now, if tomorrow I learn Italian very well, and I see a lot of people that wants to study in Italian language, I can sit down at home. Even if I have my job, office job, I will program the time, my free time. I give 1 hour lesson. Do you know that people takes up to 50 euro for 1 hour lesson? Do you know that only the language alone can pay your bills when you move to the other country, or even living in Italy here? So Italian language, Italian school certificate can get you the things that I don't know how to put it. Just stop discouraging people that the Italian school ends in Italy, because that is a fat lie. That is a big lie. I'm encouraging you out there, if you're living in Italy or living in any language speaking country. I mean, if school is what you want to do, start, go there. There is no time. There is no age. School has no age. It doesn't matter if your kids are going to school and you're going to school, because you're going in for personal development. I am going to my own school for personal development. In fact, I'm discovering different things I want to do right now. This is why I want to push ahead. This is why I don't want to stop at the level I am right now. I want to move ahead, because I'm discovering that there is something I want to do. I am passionate about, not just cooking. There's another thing I want to do, and I want to do it. I'm heading towards that way. I'm unlocking a lot of things I think I was not capable of doing. So please, if you're living in Italy or have anybody living in Italy and they're telling you, no, going to school in Italy is a waste of time, that is a lie, because Italian school certificate can get you a job in the UK. You can even apply for Italian a job from Italy now to the United Kingdom or United States or any country at all, and they will employ you. Good, like they will employ you. Companies, big companies will send you out for for works and to do a lot of things outside, where you will get a lot of money by using Italian school sets. So don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody push you around. Don't think about pushing your children around. Think about establishing in this country where you are today. Think about sending your children to the school in this country today. If your children grow up tomorrow and decide to go, or think that they want to go and get a degree in a certain country, that is okay. But have a good reason, and not just because it's English speaking country. Because you don't even know how they will be treated in that country. You don't even know if they're going to be feel at home in that country where you're thinking about moving your children to. Also think about your children's feeling, because children born and brought up here in Italy, you just want to tell them, oh, I want to move you to the UK, and I want you to start school there, or blah blah, without them making their own choice. It's going to affect, they might not say that to you, but it's going to affect a lot of kids. These things affect a lot of kids mentally, but they won't say it to you. They won't, because of course you are their parents. Of course they want to respect you. So think about establishing yourself in the country where you are. Talk, when comes to what government is doing and what government, no government is good. No government, every government, as long as this world, government don't even know what to do again in this world, because the situation of this world itself is what, is more than, is bigger than the government. Can you believe that lockdown started last year, and for a whole year in Italy, government, Italian, this past Italian government didn't know how to figure it out, and right now we are going on total lockdown in Italy to start all over again because the previous government didn't even get anything done. This particular prime minister now is one that is trying to see if he can put things in order for activities to go back to normal. Italians are losing money. A lot of sectors are losing money. A lot of people are losing their jobs. And that is also to say that if you don't have a job in this point of time in living in Italy, of course, Italian salary is not like UK and other countries. Okay, yes, I understand that because of the economy. But if you don't see yourself having a job right now, just know that a lot of millions of thousands of Italians don't have job as I'm talking to you right now. They are out of jobs right now because of the situation, because of this COVID situation. So don't think that is a kind of is a color based stuff. Don't think that is because of your skin color that makes them not to give you the job, because there are a lot of, and after this COVID, a lot of people are going to apply for any job at all just to put food on their table. So if you don't get anyone immediately, don't think because of your skin color that you don't get a job. Don't think like that. Know that the world is under crisis. And this is not just only in Italy, this is all over the world. This is something that is going to happen all over the world. This is why I say be productive. If you are the type that want to go to school, use the time. You can be getting any little job you can at the moment, but also go and get educated to follow up with the new world we are in now, because we are in a new world. And if you cannot follow up with the new world, you will remain behind. And when you remain behind, nobody will want to employ you, because the world is moving forward and you don't want to upgrade yourself in the country where you're living because you have a dream of moving to another country to start school in that country. You don't know how long it will take. You don't know how long it will take to move to that country your dream is. So when you are living in a place, try to make use of that. Try to use the time, because time waits for no one. You will give a birth to a child today, before you will be planning, oh, in 2 years I will do this, in this year I will do that. But if you never try, if you never start working towards that goal, those things you want to do, it will remain procrastination. I think that is how it's called. It will remain something that is a dream you have, that you are still dreaming. You are still asleep and still dreaming about that, because you never get those things done. So while you are in Italy, if going to school is what you want, go. Don't let anyone discourage you. If going to learn a fashion design is what you want, go. Don't let anyone discourage you that the certificate remains in Italy. That is a lie. If you want to learn anything hand that school is not for you, but you want to learn something you can provide to the world, do it while you are still here, while you are planning to move to that country where you don't let anyone say to you that the school you go to Italy remains in Italy, that you cannot use it outside Italy. That is a big fat lie. That is an ignorant talk. That is ignorant. And don't let another person impose their ignorance on you. Don't let that happen to you. I'm telling you, I went back, not like I told my teachers, not just my teachers. I went back to school not because I want a certificate to work tomorrow. No, I went back because I want to learn. I went back because there is something that I think I need to unlock inside me by going back to school. Going to school is not it's not even all about getting a job. It's all about self-improvement, improving yourself in every categories you can find yourself in. Okay, so don't let anybody discourage you in any way. And don't believe that Italians give rotty house to African. That is a lie. That is a big fat lie. Okay, because if they call that amount, they might even turn it upside down and say, because we are black, this is why the price is like this. That is why I use a life experience to give, I tell the story about my story here about housing in Italy. Okay, I can do whatever I want in this house because the house is owned by me and my husband, sign. The house is our house. My name is there. So I can do whatever I want to do in this house today. I can rubbish the house because I own the house. But if I live as a tenant, I have to obey what the landlord asks. I have to obey the rules because it's not my house. So don't let anyone discourage you in any way. Don't let anyone discourage you. Let me get this comment. Someone asked me how I'm trying to But Benedict says, okay, someone even thumbs down this video. I don't care if someone thumbs it down or not, because I already know that I'm going to have a lot of enemies after this video. I don't care. I don't care. But the truth has to be, that has to be out there. It's not everybody that will agree with me because they don't want to. I don't even want everybody to agree with me. I don't even care who thumbs down or who don't. I don't care. Honestly, Fee, I don't care. Um, uh, Next time, tell them that you dog a tunnel for. But that's serious. Person must ignorant and don't want to accept the truth. The person don't want to accept the truth, and it's not my problem. Honestly, the thumbs down has no effect. We move. We move. Maybe by mistake. If the person is still here, please remove the thumbs down and put out your own view here in a discussion forum. Come just speak Italian a little bit. No, no, Gaetano tu lo sai se adesso io sto ancora italiano. No, ma è veramente voglio parlare italiano bene. Ce l'ho questo desiderio di parlare italiano. Ce l'ho dentro, voglio parla più italiano adesso. Voglio parlare più italiano, ma non riesce. Non lo so perché non riesce ancora. Ho capito tutto italiano, ho capito quando persona parla, ho capito tutto, ma non riesce a parlare. Questo è il mio problema, ma non mi piace. Non mi piace, non mi piace questo, veramente non mi piace. Voglio, ce l'ho questo desiderio dentro. Voglio, questa. Tu capito? Capito? Did someone make video saying that Italian language will not take? Yes, somebody, Mary, someone made a video saying that Italian school SAT cannot take anybody out of Italy. That if you study in Italy, the certificate of your Italian school, whatever you study in Italy, means in Italy, that you cannot use it to get a job outside Italy. Someone made a video about here on YouTube. Can you imagine that? I am paying 15 euro for 1 hour lesson on the chemical. Can you see? You see how much it costs? Imagine someone that know how to do that and go into that and teaching people. Do you know how much 15 euro 1 hour? Do you know how 2 hours 30 euro? Change that. No, do the exchange rate, do the math. So if you want to keep the person for 3 hours, 45 euro for 3 hours. Come on, let's be realistic. Really, Mary, they don't know this. What even amazed me is how some of them are so into bonus. How they only want the bonus, they only want to know the benefits they get, but they don't care about giving back to the government, to the country where they are living in, which is very sad. It's really, really sad. And they will see Italian being treated a different way and they will be angry about it. I know for sure that there are bad people here, Italians in Italy, but they're not all the same. Which let's do our part, do it the right way, and not follow the bad way. Okay, so when we come out to talk, we will talk with evidence. We'll prove to them. We tell them that this is wrong, and you make your point. Not just because you heard something that happened to someone or just one encounter and you use it to stereotype the whole country. It's really not. It's really not good. They don't care about other things. They don't care. Lord Lady King, seriously, Martina is so annoying. Martina, I saw it. I was shocked that the person is here. They won't think negative about Italy. Why dislike this video? I don't even care. Even the bonus, the government has not spoken about. They know everything about bonus. Lady, I'm eating and about being choked. I'm in that WhatsApp group of bonus, so I confess. You're different. Actually, you're different because you are really into it. Your mindset is not like their own, so you're not like living here on a bonus. You have other plans for your daughter, for yourself, and for your husband. You have other plans. You don't think like these people because you don't want to live on a bonus for the rest of your life. Okay, you do things the right way. It's about these people that even leave Italy to run to Germany because Germany pay kids a lot of money. So they don't do anything. They just sit down and live on live on child benefits. And those that happens to run to the UK because UK pay a lot of child benefits, and they just sit down and do nothing to give back to the government just to stay on the child benefit. Those are the kind of people we're talking about here today. So you're not one of them. The one that amazed me is the bonus that government has not even announced it. They know everything. That is the thing. They know everything. And if they use that energy, that strength to, dip into the things they can do, it's going to be beneficial. I remember when I think that was last year or 2 years ago. I was thinking about business. Then I went to a Senegal store in another city, because this Senegal store is one of the first African store I discovered in Italy. So I was telling the guy that I want, I went, sorry, I did a diploma in catering, in hospitality management, so I can bake, I can cook, I can actually work in a bar or in the hotel. So I can do those jobs. So because of the whole work issues, I went there. I told the guy that I'm thinking about, creating something that I can produce snacks, like chin chin, packaging them, package them and other snacks, package them with label. So the guy told me that if I want to create something good, I want to build something that will last me for a long time without being scared to advertise or to supply. I should make it, I should register for it. I should start small, but I should make sure that I registered those that activities. That it might cost me money, it might cost me time, it might cost me a lot of stress. But if I do that registering stuff, at the end of the day, I won't have anything to be scared of. I will be the one sitting down in my activities, enjoying the benefits at the end of the day. That I shouldn't do anything narrow. This is the Senegal guy advising me. I shouldn't do anything narrow. I might start narrow, small activities that you are just trying to see if it's going to work or not. But I should make it bigger. Like I should make sure that I follow the laws. So I don't have to hide, so I can go walk into any place I want to supply my things or I want to present my stuff, show it to them. And that is a good advice. That is a good advice. And that is what a lot of people don't want to understand. They think that Nero might fetch you some amount of money at you know at limited of, you have a limited of time. I don't know how to put it, like it's limited. The things you can do with working Nero or having activities under Nero, the things you can do, they are limited. So if most of people that actually take the bold step to make it legal, register it, get everything involved, if they don't give up at first, second year, of course, business first, second year can be really challenging. If you don't give up and keep pushing, at the end of the day, you will make it. You will make it. Trust me. I have a friend that is in Spain. A very young, I'm older than her. A very young lady. She moved to Spain. She didn't want to work. She opened activities. She first of all opened a website where she sells clothes. But she wasn't. I believe that maybe she was not having enough, enough sales. She get a shop. She opened an African store in Spain. In the same year, she push everything, import everything, and put them in the store. She register everything. Do you know that this young lady in Nigerian, she has employees in the store, in her own store. She have invested a lot from the money she made from that store. Imagine if she put it on Nero, doing it black, where you don't pay tax or where you don't do some certain things. Imagine if you do it that she has the things she can't go far. She wouldn't have been where she is today. Of course, I know starting is always difficult. Of course, I know there's a lot of money involved. But if banks see that you're serious and you have a good plan, bank can actually loan you money as long as you don't have intention of running away with their money. That is another thing. So let's think about the positive and do things the right way. I know it's the right way is always difficult. I know Italian government can frustrate you, frustrate if you live in Italy, can frustrate your life. But don't give up. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. That is me. I watched a video about a man and two women talking about the issue of bonus. what some do just to get. What they do is some of them just sit down at home searching for bonus to get and not just trying to help their life out of someone I know. Some of them will live in Italy for how many years? At the end of the day, they have nothing to offer, which is bad. It's me is kind of don't go into the system, don't do the right thing, get the fast money as the fast money. You see, any business or any house build, it's like if you build a house and you're in a hurry to lay a solid foundation on a building, you just want to build it immediately because you want to build it in under 1 month, or you want to build it fast to put tenants in. That house has a limited time to collapse because it did not build this. The foundation was not solid. It's like getting a fast money. In this abroad, a lot of our people think about getting fast money, and this is why there are people back home, and most of them, not all, but most of them, because they focus on getting that fast money and they don't even know how to manage their money and everything. They keep depending on their people back home. They keep sending those money back home because the first money is for them to finally go back home and go to the building their brothers or their cousins or their relatives are building for them. Then when they get back home, they end up like nothing because they don't even know how to manage their income because they believe in fast money. Not knowing fast money comes very fast, but it can also be spent very fast. You'll be thinking, how did I spend this money? So we should be careful when it comes to anything fast. Good things takes time. I have heard stories. I know a lot of people don't like Linda Ikeji, Nigerian blogger, one of the biggest African blogger. Let me put it Africa. Okay. I've read her biography where she talked about how she started. It wasn't easy. She's enjoying it. She's living in a mansion in Banana Island. She can buy whatever she wants to buy today. She can do whatever she wants to do today. But the suffer did not start. She did not, and she did not start enjoying immediately. She suffered a lot of breakdown. But she never give up. She keep working and working until she break the code. Now she's enjoying it, and you will see a young lady now see Linda Ikeji tomorrow and say, "Oh, Linda Ikeji, she's making it. I have to start blogging, and I have to start. I have to make it immediately. I have to buy a certain design." No, you have to lay the foundation. You have own your story because every successful man has a story. Every successful man, every successful woman today has a story. Just like the way that we say Rome was not built in a day. Every successful person in this life has a story. So don't be in a hurry to jump your story. Make your story. Your process is your story that you tell to young people that are in the same line of your field. Tell them to cool down, put their efforts, and keep working. This is your story. Don't jump ahead of your story. Because when you jump ahead of your story, you might make it immediately, but you will fall back to that place you jump because the foundation was not solid. The foundation was not laid well. It wasn't solid. Aspetta. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I had to take Christina out. I know what I was getting into. Doing it wrong way. I wonder how they get this information. I don't know how they get it. Honestly, I go direct to insight. Some telling their wife to take their kids to Germany just to get the children bonus, meaning the wife will have to give a story she is single and the father not with them when her husband is in. Yeah, exactly. A lot of these things are happening. A lot of these things are happening, and it's bad. It's bad. When you have a mentality of taking, all you think about is taking, taking, taking. Now you never thought about how to give back to the system. This is one of the reasons why Nigerians or Africans are in the state where we are today. Because at the end of the day, you can't even blame. Governments are not all to be blamed. Because if somebody can own an office, get a job in the government, instead of the person to make things better and they bribe you a huge amount of money, you left the job, the work you were, the reasonable job that the whole community were supposed to benefit from, and they take the bribe and take it all by yourself, take it in, and you left your people to suffer because you just take the money, because they only think about taking and not giving out and not doing the right job, the right thing. This is one of the reasons why Africa is in this state, because it's not only the government problem. The individuals follow to contribute to the state, Africa, right now, because it's not just our people that colonize us. We also, Nigerians, and other African countries, has a huge role to play until they start seeing each other like a human being and start treating each other right. Until then, things will remain the way they are. To be honest, to be honest, because let's say for instance now Buhari is the president of Nigeria. Buhari don't go to university to know who is taking lecturer that is taking bribe to give a score, the right score to the students. He can't do that. He can't go to the local government, follow the local governments around to know the places he have the things he have done with the money that they commission for that. He can't do that. There's a lot of things he can't do because his job is to be a president in Asorok there. There are other things that individual had to do by themselves, but they refuse to do it because they just take the money. They believe that the money belongs to them and their family. So it's not just the president problem; it's also the individuals that are into government or that has a little higher, a little position. They are also the reason why our country is like that, or the continent is the way they are today. It's sad. I do mine from my house. Tessie, ma, la domenica sera fa cuciniamo il tuo marito? Domenica, no, 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 oggi, veramente oggi mio marito ha fatto riso, patate cozze riso, o patate riso cozze. Perché se inizia in balzo è patate, cozze, riso, patate. Ma se inizia perché alla fine è patate, riso, cozze, patate. Lui ha fatto questa cibo di pugliese oggi. Lui cucina sempre, eh? Quando io non ce l'ho desiderio di cucinare, lui fa. È così, è sempre. Io solo col mio telefono. That's Patita Eva. Patita, yes, Patita Eva is to register for your, when you register for your business, you have a Patita Eva for private business. Yes. Lavoro Nero has big fine and no benefit at all. No benefit at all. So I don't even advise it. I don't. Really, I didn't know. And seriously, I have observed some Nigerians married to Italians doing personal business without registration and so proud of doing personal business without registration and so proud about it. My God, that is bad. Ghana woman that has African shop in Bergamo is making it. This woman has 4 shops already. I'm telling you because she registered it. There is a lady. She's a neighbor woman, Auntie that has African store in San Giuliano. I believe that she started as rented store in this. I've been there, I think, more than 3 times, and now she owns the store, and the store is always packed with things. She don't pay rent anymore. She owns the store right now. She is the owner of that store, and she's doing her business very clear. For me, I don't know why people can just be doing. I don't know, but I don't know what to say about them. Honestly. But it is the Italians that gave them the job. So how come? I need their clearance on this. Italians that give them the job because in every country there's Judas in every country. Okay, no country has perfect or all perfect. Every individuals in a country you see the good one and the bad ones. So they give them the job. They know that they don't pay government. They know that they pay them less. They actually pay them less because it's Naira. Okay, so it's what it is. Is everybody has Judas? Every country has Judas in their country. They give them the job. They know that if government find out it's a problem, okay, so it's what it is. That is it. It's all over the world, my sister. All over the world. Lavoro nero is a dangerous thing to do. No benefit from government at all, even a pension. No benefit and no pension at all. That is right. Clearance about what she was referring to freelancer. Those that are self-employed, they use partita iva. The people that are self-employed has to, if you like now, if tomorrow I'm done with school and I want to open my own activities, or maybe I want to create something based on internet selling, or at the end of the day I want to open a shop for it and everything, I have to register it with the partita iva. I have to register with my business. In this way, I'm free to advertise it anywhere I can advertise. I'm free to take my product to anywhere I want to take my product to. Because I remember going to Chinese store in Monza. So I know there's a lot of Nigerians in Monza. So I asked the Chinese man, what if I start supplying you chin chin and meat pie and Nigerian snacks? Do you know what the first thing this man asked me? He asked me, do you have Patita Eva? I was like, no, I don't have Patita Eva. He said, I can't supply to him if I don't have Patita Eva. So, but if I have Patita Eva, I can actually make snacks at home and supply to him. Like now, if I start receiving a certain amount on YouTube, if my YouTube channel grow, I started receiving a certain amount of money on YouTube every month and calculate it, and it's over 2,500 euro a month. I mean, a year. I have to start paying tax. You have to register your YouTube channel and you have to start paying particular because if you don't, government gets you, especially even now that Americans wanted to put tax and everything. Because it's not only American, European governments are coming for us as well. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're making a lot of money and you haven't been paying tax here in Italy or any country you are, they are coming for you. They are coming for you, and it's not going to be good. I have watched Patricia Bright's video where she was talking about life experience, how she didn't pay tax on the job she did and her money because she was thinking that she's just making the money when she newly started influencing job. She thought that she's just making the money on her for herself. It's not like an office job where you pay tax after they pay you your salary. She was just enjoying her money, but when the tax came in, it's like she said she is like it was like this. She has to pay. So she paid the first tax. The second tax again, she continued to influence, work with companies, and she charged a company a certain amount of money without putting 10% of government tax on top of what she charged the government. She had to pay it by herself because she did not. She thought that was over. So I am telling you today, if you're doing any activities online, on YouTube or anywhere, if you are doing it, make sure that you look into the system and learn. There is a certain amount of money you would earn in Italy here, and if you don't start paying tax, when they bring your bill, maybe you've already spent that money you own, and when they bring that bill, you have to pay it, and they will give you the duration that you have to pay that, or they will double it for you. So be careful out there. Be careful. Whatever we are doing, this is not Nigeria where you own a house, you don't pay tax for a house. You own a small scale business, you don't pay anything for your small scale business. All the money goes into your pocket. It's not. We're in Europe where they tax everything. And now that America has started, because now as a YouTube content creator, if you're having viewers from America, as I'm talking to you right now, and you're having a certain amount gain from American viewers, America will tax you. Even as you're not living in America, you still pay tax. If people are buying things from your American affiliate link, America will still tax you even as you're not living in America. So imagine what the Europeans will do soon. So I'm advising, make sure you keep your eyes open and read. Try to read the rules in the government when it comes to making money here, because as long as those monies are going into your account, don't think that they don't know. Unless you collect cash, unless you're doing a business where you collect cash, where the money don't go through your account. But as long as the money goes through your account, you have to clarify it when you have a certain amount of money, while you declare that you're not employed, or you're a housewife, or you're this. Be careful out there. This is very, very important, and a lot of people don't talk about it. They will give you a bill when time comes. You might think, oh, it's past. They will start from the years. Like if it's been 5 years you've been enjoying that money, they will calculate it from that year to the year they will cash you, and you have to pay every bit of it. They don't have mercy. Now European governments are going into, like, they are going deep into this thing, because in America it's easy for them to, YouTube already do the tax and give to government, but Europe is not clarified if you don't go into the details. But UK is also clear, but Italy, I think only Italians know more about it. If you don't know about it, if you're living in Italy and getting, try to get into the system. Try to go to the tax advisor, because your YouTube revenue goes to your account. Because when they come for you, you can't deny it, because it's something that has to do with government. Your YouTube AdSense is paid by Island AdSense. It's government. Government controls everything. So don't think that they don't know. When they wait for you and you did not come, and you do something that enters their eye and they investigate you, they will calculate tax of many years for you to pay. And probably you don't have the money cash to pay them, because they don't have mercy when it comes to money. So be careful out there. Is as long as you are doing a business that the money goes into your account. Of course, if you have like less than 1,000 euro, they don't care. But when you start receiving like more than 2,000, 3,000, they care. They care a lot about where the money is coming from. And when in their system, you still declare like a casalinga, like a housewife in Italy, or a student that is not working, that don't have any activities at all. When you declare that and you are getting a certain amount of money every month, and at the end of the year they calculate this amount, this money that you got at the end of the year, and it's higher than the people that actually working and paying tax, declare themselves that they are working or paying tax or have self-employed business. Be careful out there, because they might not come for you today, but they will definitely come for you. So if you know that you have anyone that is receiving money from YouTube, or have affiliate that the money is going to your account directly and you're not collecting cash, and the money is more than let me just say 3,000 euro at the end of the year, girl, guy, go to tax advisor to clarify yourself, because when the bill come, you will pay with your nose. They don't play with money. They don't play with money. So be careful out there. They use Martina Eva. Always try to get a legal job, because your children will gain the fruit of your efforts. Thank you, Gaetano. Thank you for that. That is true. Assuming that those money benefits are enough to raise your children, absolutely disappointing. Exactly. Please get Patita Eva. Host. Yes, if I want to start any activities, I've already concluded it. I'm not going to start any activity without registering without the registration. If I'm done with my study and I try activities that I know maybe God bless me from that. I tried it and I see that it's moving. The next step is to get Patita Eva and get everything registered, because I will want to, go to companies, go to places to advertise my product. Okay, so I will do it the right way, because doing it the wrong way, there is consequences that comes with it, guys. So be careful out there. I feel my tax from today. That's good, Martinez. Exactly. Some don't know that paying tax is good at the end. It's very, very good. Yes, so YouTube will not release money if one did not fill the form. They will release, but they will take a certain amount. US government will take a certain amount from that if you don't fill it. It's not that they will release it, but they will take more than the tax pay. We're not supposed to I think they will take about 30% or more than that from your AdSense. They will release the money, but they will take a lot of percent from your from your revenue. So this is the American government trying to, because they know that YouTube, a lot of people are having American audience more than other country audience. So now they are going into those audience from Americans. If you are living in any country and you have your audience, your revenue are generated by your audience living in America, and you're having a lot of revenue from there, they will tax you. American government, even with you not living in America, they will tax you the same. Only if your country has an agreement with American government, they might reduce the tax. But if your country don't, they might tax you just like the way someone that is living in America. So those are things. So if Americans start this, other governments will now be able, they are already looking in, not they are already looking into this whole YouTube stuff, because I have read an article where they're advising all the YouTubers to start. If you are receiving a certain amount, you should go get yourself a particular and to start paying tax, because if you don't, government might ignore you. This government, you think that they just leave you. They don't leave you. They don't have mercy. They might ignore you to keep doing what you're doing. At the end of the day, when they come with that bill, they have everything to prove, because you are receiving that money from the government, from a controlled government site. Okay, because when you fill your AdSense to get money from AdSense from YouTube, you are putting your fiscal code, you're putting your address, you're putting all your information in there. So if they want to investigate you, it's just a phone call or an email to email Island AdSense headquarter to give them all the data they need, how much you've been receiving for the years, or call your bank to give them call your bank to verify that the amount run together. They calculate your tax, they double it, they send it to you as a mutual, and you will pay for it. So be careful. This is very, very important. Be careful. Some don't know that paying tax. Yes, YouTube will not. They will even refund you if you don't make sufficient profit at the end of the year. Yes, if you register and you don't make sufficient profit at the end of it, they get tax refund. Every country does that. You get tax refund from what they tax. If they tax you more than what you earn at the end of the year, you get tax refund. So this is good. It's not all always bad, you know. And you still get to enjoy all the benefits if they being a taxpayer. You enjoy to like now. If I, for instance, now if you have activities that you open today and it's something that you have to ship worldwide, something that maybe you are selling something or this is something that you have to ship worldwide. You can make a deal with a particular if you can make a deal with all these shipping companies to give you a lesser shipment fee. So that is one of the benefits. And if you go to buy some things with your particular IVA, you always get discounts when you go to buy things with your particular IVA in some certain place. And with your particular IVA, you have a lot of benefit. Like teachers also have particular IVA in Italy as well. So you have there is a lot of things, a lot of benefit that comes with particular IVA. So I don't really know why people want to take all the money by themselves, because at the end of the day, I know government tax a lot in Italy, but at the end of the day, you still enjoy it. You still enjoy the getting the tax back and other things. So I don't really know why people do what they do. Okay, I meant clearance on black job. You will pay with your nose. No, yeah, of course you pay with your nose, honestly, because these people don't care. They actually don't care. When I say they don't care, they don't care. Like when I say they don't care about you, they don't care. You might be enjoying that money, they'll be watching you. You think that they're not watching you? As long as that money goes into your account, they're calculating it for you. And they check your status every year. You update your status every year as a housewife, as a student, someone that has no activities. They will be watching you. You'll be enjoying your money. At the end of the day, when they are done, when they know that the money that you will have to pay have increased, they will send you a bill. You have to get a lawyer to help you fight it. I remember Patricia Bright saying that she had to get a lawyer that helps her work it out, because government don't care when they tax it. They just need that your money. They will tell you they will punish you because you did not pay it. They double it. Maybe you've already used the money. You've already finished the money. You don't even think about the money again. But they will put everything accordingly. They will calculate it for you and add their own mood on top. Their own file on top. It's what it is, my people. So be careful out there. Europe is not like um what is it called, Africa, where they don't really control that much when you have a small scale business and all that. But in Africa, if you still want to register it, so like if you want to register your business in Nigeria to you want to have a NAFDAC number in Nigeria, it's also expensive. It's not cheap to have a NAFDAC number in Nigeria. It's not cheap, because with NAFDAC number you can ship all over the world. You can do a lot of things. It's not cheap as well. So it's what it is, guys. I really enjoy this chat here. I know I screamed today, but I had to get that out, and I hope we do better in this country or any country we find ourselves, and not always looking for the benefits or discouraging one another from doing the right thing. It's always good to do the right thing. If going to school is what you want to do it. Okay, is what makes you happy. Just do it. If going to learn something is what you want to do, just do it. The age doesn't matter. Okay, just do what you want to do, what makes you happy. Okay, but make sure you're doing the right thing and not doing the wrong thing. This is what I will say. Okay, so let's encourage one another and try to tell one another the, you know, encourage one another, especially we Africans, to always do the right thing, because what we sow today will reap tomorrow. We'll reap it tomorrow. Maybe it will not come to us physically, and our children will be the one to suffer it. Other Africans that had nothing to do with what you do will be the one to suffer the consequences of what you did today in a country. So, which is not good at all. I know some people have already, some whites have already stereotyped us in a certain way, but it's their loss, it's their own ignorance. So let's learn to do better. Especially when we're here in Italy, stop discouraging people not to do the right thing, not to go to school, not to do a certain thing. Stop doing that, and let's get into the system. If we are angry about the situation in another man's land, let's pour the anger towards our government, because our government is the one that put us in the state we are right now. Everyone must not go to school. There are a lot of things to learn. There are a lot of things to learn, exactly. Let's see, Italian government should try more to support employee and self-employed. I know the economy is not as good at the moment, but they should also try to make it. That is one thing. Even Italians are complaining about this, because government don't support even Italian owned business. Italian owned business, they don't support it, and they tax a lot. So a lot of parties right now are saying they want to reduce tax, because with small scale. The thing is that Italian government is controlled by the rich. This is what I can see. They are controlled by the bigger industries that don't want to let the smaller activities to grow, because they still want to remain on top. Because if you see the logic that is happening around here is that they don't the big businesses, the big industry, the big factories are suppressing the smaller ones. They're doing everything possible to suppress the smaller ones. And there are the people in the government. So that is what this whole thing is all about. Okay, just like I talked to a lady I know, a family friend I know in Nigeria. She was lamenting about Nigerian government as well, when she wanted to register her business, how much they were calling, how much tax they are paying. They don't care if you make money or not. So this is something that is happening all over the world. Of course, Italian might have economic crisis too, but this is something that is happening all over the world. But Italian's tax rate is too much towards small scale business, and this is why people like Chinese, they open a business today after 2 years, because after 2 years you don't pay tax. Your first 2 years owning a business in Italy, you don't pay tax, normal tax. But after 2 years, you start paying tax. So when they see that, they will start paying tax. They will claim that the business failed, and they will change the name to another of their brothers or their sisters. This is the trick Chinese people are using in this country. Honestly, Chinese people are using this trick in this country. So it's what it is. It's big companies fighting against the small companies from growing. But Italian government has a lot of, because too much tax is just not good. It's too The taxes are too much. Like the taxes are freaking much. It's so much. I don't know why. I pray that the new government will think about it and reduce the tax, especially after this whole COVID messed up, because for this country economy to grow, they have to let the small scale businesses to shine, because the more they let open the doors for the small business and for other countries to bring their business ideas to this country, the more the economy will grow. But before, Italian was closed. They don't let people bring business. They just want to have business within themselves, and this is why the economy collapse, because they want to do business within each other. They don't want to allow outsiders to bring their business into their country. They want to end everything. So the whole business people remain in just one zone, just that particular community, just that particular group. This is one of their reasons. This is one of their problem. But I hope that they will change it by the grace of God. I hope. That way, people see more reason to work and remain in work. I pray they change, because the tax is too much. We are not the only people. Even Italians are complaining for it. So if you've never seen Italian lament about their government, you've never. This is why I say people don't even have right, because you never see Italian lament about their government, not other people's government. So if we want to lament about government, we should lament our government, about our government that made us to immigrate to another country. So I don't blame Italians when they lament about their government, because they have the rights, it's their government. But another person coming to have all the rights, all the good life they dream of, even Italians don't have that kind of life. and you are here, you don't, your dream, your dream is to have that life that Italians don't even have, and you abuse the government. I think if we want to abuse government, we should abuse our own government and let Italians abuse their own government. I think it's just like a child wants to abuse the mother because another person's mother, because of what his her own mother is doing, or her parents, or his or her parents are doing. Instead of you to face your parents, you're putting the anger towards your friends or towards another person's parents. Is wrong. So we should face our government and let Italians face their government. The Italian governments are like Italian parents, so let Italians handle their parents, and let's we Nigerians, African, handle our parents. If we, let's put our anger towards our government and not putting our anger towards Italian government. Let Italians do their job by putting the anger, because you've never seen Italian lament towards their government. If you've seen Italians lament towards their government, you will understand that your lamentation is supposed to be towards your own government and not towards Italian government, because there are a lot of Italians that are suffering today without benefit from Italian government. A lot of Italians are homeless today without benefit from Italian government. A lot. When I say a lot, I mean Italian citizens, even immigrants living better than Italian citizens. I'm telling you this. I am telling you this. Okay, so think about it, that you don't know that this is happening in the system doesn't mean that it's not happening. Italians are suffering under their own government. As I'm here, like I said earlier, Italians don't receive any benefit from government. Italians don't receive any benefit from their government. Immigrants receive more benefit from Italian government than Italians. So I think a lot of immigrants should be grateful about this, because ask questions. Italians don't receive benefit from their own government. Immigrants receive more benefits from Italian government than Italians, because Italian government thinks Italians are rich, even if they don't have food to eat, even if they are managing from their salary to manage to carry their salary to the end of the month. Italian government don't care. They tag you like a rich person. Meanwhile, the benefits goes to the immigrants. So sometimes we should be grateful, because a lot of Italians are suffering. Like they are suffering because they have no benefit. The ones that have worked, they're cutting their pensions every year. Have you been around Italian pensioners? How Italian governments are cutting their pensions every blessed day. These people that the people that have worked for, like they've worked and worked. I have a family, close family, Italian close family, that when he was young, his work is to travel around the world. He never stayed close to this, because he traveled from Japan to America to UK to Germany, all over the world. That was his job. And now that he's back, he's on pension. There every year his pension is going down every year. No benefits, rather they are cutting down his pension every year. This is somebody that has sacrificed his youthful age to work to be able to enjoy his pension. So for me, I would say some immigrant, because it's not all immigrants, some immigrants should learn to accept, to appreciate the little things they see, because the people of this country, the citizens of this country, are suffering more than this immigrant. They are suffering, and the government don't care about them. The government don't care about some of them. Their pension can't even take them to the end of the month. And some of these families, this is why you will see some young Italians don't have kids, because the women has to work. You know why? Because they have to work to bring the money on the table. If not, their husband's money or their partner's money won't be enough. This is why they don't have kids anymore. A lot of things are happening into this system that you and I don't know until you start asking questions. Trust me, until you start asking questions. And when it comes to the employment, I've seen my friend cry for employment. I've seen my friend, talk about how they are telling her that she didn't work at her early age. This take me back to the employment stuff. In Italy, they have, even in Nigeria, I have been to a church when they call for joy vacancy in a church in Nigeria. They will say they want people from a certain age to 45, maximum 45 years of age in that field. They don't want someone that is over 45 years old. So don't tell me that it's only in Italy that happens. Don't tell me that your old uncle went for an employment where a younger people need to be, and they deny him a job, because it happened in our own country too. Some of the companies in our country don't employ someone that is over 45 years. They don't employ without experience. So don't criticize this country. Try to get into the system. Italians are not having kids right now because both parents works, because they want to make sure that they work, and the hours the government requires to be able to gain a pension. So they have to sacrifice their youthful age working. This is why you see a lot of Italians working, I mean, having kids at 40s, because they use their youthful age to meet up the hours the government requires for them to be able to get a pension. So I think it's time for immigrants to actually start appreciating, because the citizens of this country, they are also suffering, crying in silence. They can't come to you and tell you that they are crying and they are suffering. They can't do that, but they are. Try to ask questions. Try to get to know the Italians, to know the real thing that is happening in the life of Italians. If you are not used to being around Italians, try to be, because they are also crying. Living in a country, your own country, and you're working so hard and your government is not helping you. Your government is helping immigrants more than you. It's painful. So I think it's time for immigrants to start accepting the little help they get from government, because Italians don't get those helps. Trust me, they don't. Me, I know I'm Italian citizen because I'm married to my husband. We don't get help. I don't have child benefits. I don't. I don't, like most of the immigrants here. I don't get child benefit from the government. I don't. The only bonus I got from the government, the pregnancy bonus. That is the only benefit I got from the government. The rest of kind of child benefit, I don't. We don't get it. And there are a lot of people that have a lot of immigrants that have two kids, just like me and my husband. They get those benefits, but Italian citizens, they don't get it. So I think foreigners should learn to appreciate a little that they get from the government, and not always trying to throw shade at government, because it's not good. It's sad. That's because they need to keep their family the way, that way. I'm coming, guys. That's what they need to. Italian government, yes, immigrant got more benefits. They need to keep their made in Italy secrets a secret. I'm telling you, my dear. Many Italians are homeless here in the UK. Same passing the night and sleeping bag. I'm telling you, Italians are suffering too. Okay, they are suffering too. They are human just like us. Need to make ends meet. They are human being like us. I'm telling you, lady, you can't access support from UK government till after a certain period. Why are they still there? You mean age? Yeah. Therefore, many got caught up in the system. Hanging, yes, most Italians are homeless, no housing or money. No housing or money. Government don't help them because they're Italian citizens, because the government assumes that they are rich. Government first helping the immigrants. So I think it's time some foreigners that are under benefit, that are benefiting from Italian government, should also appreciate it, because Italians are suffering. And Italian government don't care about Italians that are suffering. They don't. Honestly, some Italians prefer UK, US than Italy, because of what their government is. Because the government don't care about them. The government care about more care about immigrant than them. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that. Honestly, some have sorted out. So what's the system that fits for a hold for them? Bonus nascita. Sì, esatto, solo questa, Gaetano. Ho avuto solo questa bonus. Solo questa. L'altra, no. But many are sleeping in a bag. You did not apply. I apply. I said I got. That is the only bonus I got from Italian government. When I was pregnant, that is the only bonus I got from Italian government. The rest, they said we are not qualified. The rest of child support, government said we are not qualified. After my husband submitted the ins and everything, we are not qualified to get benefits from the Italian government. That they assume we are rich. The Southern only used to Italian don't use to travel. Martina is based on using some prefer South Africa, but now the crime and corruption chased out of South Africa. But in the last 7 years, many Italians have emigrated. So you did not get a promo Alanashta. I think that was 600 euro. I got that, and that was all I had from government. That was all. when I was pregnant of Christina, not even the Cosmos own, Christina's own, only Christina's own. Um, if your is above it, you won't qualify. I'm telling you, all of that benefits, nothing. All of the benefits, nothing. All of them, nothing. They say easy. You have two house, you have this, you earn this money, your husband earn this money at the end of the month, and this you have this one, you're not qualified. I don't blame you. So if you qualify, you should be thanking God, because a lot of Italians are not qualified to be helped by their government. The truth that nobody tells you, the truth that I don't see on social media about people Africans calling it Italian government, or talking about Italy. Exactly. If your is just a tiny higher, or maybe you have a property, you own a property, you're not qualified for government to help you. Government don't help you. No matter what the difficulty you will, government they don't care. They won't help you. Christina, give me that. They won't help you. So my brothers and sisters, let's appreciate. Let's learn to appreciate, okay? Because Italians don't get the help immigrants get, foreigners get from the Italian government. Italians don't get it. They don't. Even my siblings deployed many till they found their feet. Wow, it's easier for us Nigeria, because we kind of get information for ourselves when we move. Yeah, the other one is based on your ISA. Yeah, I know. It's not my ISA, my husband own, because I'm not working. You are rich. Miko, leave me alone. Rich guy, they calculate the house you own, the property that belongs to that your name is registered under. They calculate your salary. This one is my husband is the only one working. No, I am not even working. I am not working. In the school where Cosmo is going, there are people that pay less than what we pay, because they claim that my husband is rich, that we are rich, so we have to pay a certain amount. Meanwhile, others don't even pay. Governments cover their payments. It's not fair. It's not fair. I was talking to a lady that lives in Sweden. She said they don't calculate something like that. I was talking to the one that lives in Switzerland, in Finland. She said they don't calculate like that. It's only in Italy. They calculate your properties. They calculate everything you ever own. They calculate how much that is in your bank account, and that is when they will tell you what, if you qualify for their benefits or not. As I'm here, I never received benefit from government. Only at least the bonus, the bebe. I think that was the name, bonus the bebe. That is the only thing that is open for everyone. The rest bonus, nothing. My siblings, the other one is based on easy. Anch'io, anch'io mia moglie abbiamo avuto solo quello, ma non è giusto, per me non è giusto così. Non è perché gli italiani stanno lavorando ogni giorno, stanno pagando tasse, stanno pagando mutuo, stanno pagando tutto, non è giusto. Perché loro vogliono aiuto, ecco perché due genitori stanno lavorando, perché non voglio stare uno a casa, uno con i bambini. Per me non è giusto. Questo modo di aiuto non è giusto non è giusto per gli italiani. Devi aiutare tutti. Se vuoi aiutare una persona, aiuta l'altra persona, perché non posso aiutare una persona e l'altra. Tu è ricco, tu ce l'hai l'appartamento, tu ce l'hai un'altra seconda casa, tu alla fine mese ce l'hai come si chiama, what did they call salary again in Italia? C'ho questa, sto lavorando qua, mamma mia, non è giusto. Tutto bonus, no, per italiano zero, per stranieri sì, ma non è giusto così per me. Anch'io voglio soldi, anch'io ho bisogno di soldi, anch'io sto cercando soldi, tutto sto... Then when we start working and your family are super rich, my mommy, that one the government will not answer us. Honestly, you are rich in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I did not qualify for anything this year. Plus my kids' mess go up. I was so angry the day I got my ESA. Ma it's not good. No, no, magari per quest'anno, perché c'è la Covid, c'è la tutto questo casino che sta succedendo adesso in Italia, che sta cadendo adesso in Italia. Magari per questa tanti sta aumentando, non si sa mai, magari l'anno prossimo non ce l'è. Anyway, Cosimo sta andando a scuola elementare a settembre. Cristina non lo so se posso iniziare a settembre o gennaio, perché Cristina ha ancora 2 anni e 2 mesi. Ha già chiamato scuola. "Ah, non posso perché se non ce la posso, perché Cristina è 2 anni e deve iniziare scuola materna dal 3 anni, questa cosa. Non lo so se Cristina posso iniziare quest'anno o prossimo anno. Non lo so se posso pagare più o meno. Non lo so questo, ma è veramente un casino. È veramente. You are while in this. I went back to tell them that they made a mistake. You did the right thing. I don't blame you. Your is increase. That means your pension is increasing too. And my pension that they will end up cutting whenever they feel like cutting it. Okay. They said I should carry my complaint to Agenzia delle Entrate. È sempre l'Agenzia delle Entrate. È sempre, guarda questa. He's keeping growing. Keep growing. But even if I work now at my age, but to get a Italian ciao Salvatore, ciao, to get a Italian pension, I have to work extra because I have a lady upstairs in the same building she's still working because she didn't start work early. Christina, she was taking care of her kids, so she started working late. So she has to complete a certain hour for Italian to pay her a pension. So this is why most of the time you see some old people are in the office still working because they didn't start work early the time or the hours. They have an hour you work to qualify for pension. If not, they won't pay you pension. You see the suffering Italians are facing too. Italians are facing a lot more than the foreigners that are in this country. Trust me, because at the end of the day, if you are a foreigner and you reach a certain age that you want to go back to your country, you can actually go back to your country without having any problem because you already use the money you earn in Italy to develop your country. So you already have a mansion to go back to. You already have investment that will take you the whole life in your own country to go back to. But Italians, if you don't work to a start, if you don't complete that hour the government wants, your all your effort is in vain because Italian government will not pay you pension. You will not get any pension from them. So you see, Italians are suffering too. They are suffering and cry. They are smiling. I think it's suffering and smiling is how they call it. They are also suffering. So think about before you lament about Italian government. Think about Italians. Italians are suffering in the hand of their government too. Get out of here. Do you want me to lock the door? Or yeah, sit down or you go to your brother. So, my dear, Italians are also suffering in the hand of their government. So don't judge, don't say it's the only foreigners. No, Italians, with the open mouth to tell you what they pass through their government, you will feel sorry for them. Like just working and working, even if you are old, you are 60 years and you've not complete that hour of working that the government require for you to start getting your pension. If you stop, you're not getting any pension from government, which is sad. But foreigners can always go back to their country. Foreigners can always go back to their country, can always go back to the investment they've made with the money they earn in Italy. So think about it. Italians themselves, they are suffering. Trust me, they are suffering too, my people. So let's judge less and think about the good part of it. Because these people, the original, the citizens are suffering more than the foreigners. Kri, don't mind her. She's here. My husband's own is the worst, too high. No benefit for us. So you una did this. Hey, get down. So una did this matter too. Who we have got. My God, this girl. Christina is what it is. Christina is so adorable. Huh. Now you guys will come and put tongue out. But the new government has decided to help even people like us. They say, I pray. Gaetano, no, mi voglio perché non è giusto così. Senza aiuto, perché tu ce l'hai un'altra casa, ce l'hai seconda casa, ce l'hai questa stipenda, ce l'hai questa soldi sul conto, c'ho questa, non posso, no, vediamo se tutto va bene così, se posso fare, va bene. I say hi and go out. Hi. Christine, I'm wearing white. Don't throw milligram on me. I'm wearing white, okay? Um, Till they complete 18 years. Oh, really? I'm going to be so happy. I can't wait to save the money. I don't even care about touching my kids' money. If they start paying it, I'm going to, like, they already have accounts. They have to save it until they are that up to that age to not do whatever they want to do with their money, because it's their money. It's not even good for parents to eat their kids' money. I know it's benefit, but it's not good for parents to live on their kids' benefits. I don't know how people do that. Is the law official, Getano? I want to know if the law is official too, or Getano, please. Is the law official? Is it official, please? I can't wait. I can't wait. Yes, from July 2021. Wow. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. They called Family Act. Wow, this is good. Questa è buona notizia, mi piace. Non mi piace perché non è possibile, no, questa bambina non possa aiutare questa famiglia, non è possibile, non è possibile. Questa è buona notizia. No, mi piace veramente, mi piace. Mi piace. No, I like this notice. It's nice. It's awesome. I love it. I love the notice. It's good. At least let them help other kids too, other Italian kids too, because Italian parents are trying too. They are suffering and smiling because, like my husband. I remember when I met my husband, I told my husband, with his job, let's move out of Italy. I confessing. I told him they're going to pay you far more than what they're paying in Italy. He said no, he's here to support his country. And because I didn't understand then, but now I'm beginning to understand. He said no matter what, he's here to support his country. He's here to help his country. He's not going anywhere. He has to work here, no matter how much tax he's paying and all that. And this is why it's what it is. So I'm happy that this is happening. Honestly, it's exciting news. Honestly, 20 to 20. 200 to 240 depending on your ease or the this is a matter. This is a matter is flying my mind. They should give a benefit for each child. Exactly, each child deserves a benefit. Each child deserves a benefit in Italy. I don't know why they did. They don't give a particular. They give a particular and don't give the other one. Each child deserves a benefit. I will be following your bomba to bomba for updates and benefits. Are you to per favor? No, I will. I will actually keep up with that update. Now I know. I'll keep that update up. Honestly, it's good. It's a good news. It's a good news. You see, this live chat is not all about us. It's also knowing things. Everybody's sharing their ideas, which is awesome. It's like having a family meeting. This is a family meeting where we share to help each other. Honestly, this is a family meeting where we share to just relax and enjoy each other, talk to each other. It's really nice. As I will ask over that to my commercialista. Ok, va bene, sono interessante. Anche adesso I will ask my husband right now. It's family meeting. Salvatore, è vero? Perché non è qua? Sono contento che ti ho detto questa buona notizia. Sì, sono contento. Really family meeting. I love a lot. Yeah, honestly. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's good because we exchange ideas. We talk about things we don't know. We learn from each other here. It's awesome. It's awesome. You see the reason why I always lock the door because of this girl here. If you want melodrama, go to your brother. Don't put it on me. Thank you. Go. Mamma mia, it's not easy. No, honestly, I learned from you guys, and I'm so happy that I I make out every Sunday to do this with you guys. It's awesome. Thank you so much for always coming back here. Without you guys, I wouldn't be coming here often, okay? Thank you guys so much. Ciao Bella. Ciao Salvatore. Ciao. Grazie mille. Ciao. I will end this live today, okay? So thank you guys, and let's make it a day next Sunday, okay? Thank you guys so much, and let's keep encouraging one another. I love you guys. Ciao.